Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ezra, and I'm joined once again by Ahmad and Sawyer. We're back to your regularly scheduled program this week. So without further ado, Ahmad, start us out with your news topic.
My news topic is apparently there's going to be a new Mummy film with Brendan Fraser
wants to do it,
but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yes.
But Brendan Fraser has expressed his interest in making a new Mummy film. Would it be the fourth one?
Yeah.
Okay, because there were only three.
If we're not counting the Tom Cruise one.
Oh yeah, we're not counting that one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I heard. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Like that movie was really bad,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen it, so
I unfortunately did.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
Was it as bad as people said?
I mean, it feels like a product.
Yeah.
Like it feels like, you know how like there's parts of Iron Man 2 or Batman vs Superman where they
Yeah.
just feel like they're setting up sequels.
Yeah, right.
It's that, but the entire movie.
Okay.
Feels like it exists
Yeah.
just to set up a universe.
Okay. But the Brendan Fraser universe he wants to get back into with the
That'd be
Mummy
cool.
films. I mean, those. Even though I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast before, I feel like those films are very problematic and like.
Was there any specific things in them?
Specifically, besides like the story, like my thoughts on the story and how, like the development wasn't like as good. There were specific issues I had with their race representation in some of the
Yeah.
films, which I thought was an issue, and I don't know if that holds up.
When are these movies from?
The
Early
first one was 99.
Okay.
99, but just like this is, I mean, I might, because I still enjoy these films, and I've talked about this too, like I might be looking into them too much, but like I think that looking back, some of the stereotypes featuring like the Middle Eastern parts in
Yeah.
the second one, also parts of like East Asia, like some of those stereotypes kind of stand out to me. I think that was I mean, like, as a kid watching them, those stuff kind of fly over your head, and, like, you don't really pay attention to that. It's just a bunch of, like, fun.
Yeah.
But, like, I guess I saw them, like, a couple years ago, and I realized how they had some problems. So I'm just, like, I don't know if
think,
they held
like
up.
a large part of it is also because they're very clearly trying to be throwbacks to, like, your classic, like, 1930s
Yeah.
adventure serials.
Right, yeah.
So I think some of it
Is
may have been unintentional.
Unintentional.
In terms of them trying to throw back to those
so
genres.
those genres and, like, which is them pulling from those films.
Yeah.
Obviously, those films were pretty old, but, like,
Yeah.
kind of an older kind of I don't know, like older kind of way of looking at things, I guess, especially in terms of perspectives. But I mean, I don't know. I like them. I think Brendan Fraser is a good actor. I don't like anytime I think of Brendan Fraser now, I think of the movie his role in Crash, a very controversial film that won Best Picture 2002, 2003.
It was 2004.
2004. But yeah, so he's a good actor. Like he's acted in other films that I like, not including the Crash or he acts.
Furry Vengeance, his best movie.
Furry Vengeance. I forgot about that. I actually saw that.
Can infer everything
as a
I need
kid.
to know from the name.
Yeah, I mean, you could kind of guess what it's about, but it's pretty much just like animals take over or like drive him insane or whatever. Or
There's a
he's
cursed GIF in this movie, by the way.
oh wait,
Okay.
which
There's a
one?
cursed image of Brendan Fraser holding him going, "Who wants a Wii?" And he's just holding a, like a
Oh,
Nintendo Wii box.
oh,
And it's just him like creepily smiling at the camera going, "Who wants a Wii?"
oh my god.
That's weird.
But yeah, that movie is bad. I don't know. I mean, like as a kid,
Yeah.
like Furry Vengeance or whatever, and like The Mummy, like these are all films that I enjoyed. I don't know if like looking at it through my pretentious like filmmaker eye, I don't know if it's like if it's like good, but I think I'm excited. I mean,
what
like
you make of it.
if I'd be interested to see it if he ends up making it or if they end up making it. Was it through Warner Brothers or was it through
Universal.
to Universal? Okay, that's what it was.
I'd be interesting to see where they go with it. Like if
Yeah.
they did a Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser in that timeline, would it be because like the third one they did China?
Yeah.
So would it continue on with China? Would it go back to like Egypt?
Mhm.
Would it go somewhere else?
Right. Yeah. So
Because
that's,
I like what they had started to do with
The
the third
Mummy
one.
U.S.
Yeah.
Like where they decided to stop making it just Egypt and go to like just like undead in general.
Right, and explore like other areas of the world where like the like mummies are kind of
maybe set it during the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm surprised that they never did something like a Native American type thing. I mean, you have to be really culturally sensitive with that. But I think due to like how a lot of horror films still have the whole mysticism around the burial ground.
South American maybe like that would be kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, like that's the kind of cool thing about it. Like like I that's one thing I liked. You mentioned where they went with the third one because they kind of expanded on like the universe of the Mummy.
Yeah.
But like it's also they took you to these like very very different places and it's more adventurous and stuff. So that's what. I think
if they did one though, I'd want Rachel Weisz to come back.
Oh.
If she didn't come back in the third one, I'd want her in the fourth one.
Do you think she would?
Maybe.
If she was offered enough money. Well, I don't know what she's up to now, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
That, yeah. So I mean,
I think she's in Black Widow.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So
yeah,
maybe not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, is that everything you wanted to say about the Mummy?
Yeah.
Chapter 4.
Not really that much going on.
Really, if it does happen, they're going to need to be really culturally sensitive, no matter where they.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
But I do think these movies also people need to realize that they're just like dumb adventure movies. I don't think they're really intending any harm.
Any harm in any way, which is you're absolutely right. But that's
So Sawyer, what is your
my news topic?
So
I am talking about Terminator: Dark Fate. The second trailer just came out today, or not today, but a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And somehow managed to make the movie look worse.
There's
pretty funny.
So you said, does James Cameron say that
he's the producer?
He's the producer.
The return of producer James Cameron.
That's in every trailer now. That's basically their selling point now.
Yeah.
Is that they got Linda Hamilton and that the producer is Cameron.
So somebody mentioned who's it that there was more effort put into this film than T2 or
Linda Hamilton said she had to put in more effort in this one than in T2.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I didn't read the whole article.
Yeah.
But she's she's not exactly, a side character.
She's also, I don't want to anything, but she's also older than she was in 1991. Yeah. So it could also partially be due to that.
Yeah. I saw the trailer yesterday.
It's weird that 1991 was almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. 20.
Is there anything?
Actually, almost 30.
It's more than 30 because I'm 20 and I was born in 1999.
Wait,
it's almost 30 years ago.
Right.
It's 29. Yeah, 29 years ago.
That's wild.
Sorry, I just had to, I was like, was I born in 1991? No. I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? I don't know.
Well, I was gonna ask: is there anything in the trailer that is at all redeemable to you?
I was gonna go because I saw the trailer yesterday, and I don't know. Like some of it looks like it could be pretty cool. The visual effects don't look really good at all. But I mean, I
did like that effect of when the one Terminator splits down the middle and copies himself.
That's true. That was a good. But there, I don't know. There were some shots that looked a little wonky. I think, but I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's not done yet or fully.
Yeah, there's a very good chance it's not done yet.
But the Hamilton coming back is also cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one specific shot of I think Linda Hamilton has her gun and she's shooting the face of a Terminator off, or I think that might be
Arnold.
Yeah, it was him, and he was it was kind of funny, but
it's always funny to me that Mr. Schwarzenegger himself keeps doing these movies. I always forget that he.
The funniest part
keeps doing
is they have to keep coming up with explanations as to why the Terminator is old in these movies.
They should bring back Christian Bale.
Not gonna
happen. Genesis.
Terminator Salvation, actually.
Or Salvation.
Salvation was a train wreck.
They all blend together like the newer ones.
Everything after 3, I will defend 3 as being not as bad as everybody makes it seem.
Yeah, 3 wasn't bad.
4, Salvation, Genesis, and presumably Dark Fate. I'm just they all blend together.
Yeah. So, but I'm sure there's gonna be a fan base that come, and if the movie's getting somewhat decent reviews and it and it's the only thing that's out, I'll go see it. But
it just doesn't feel like Terminator.
Yeah, I don't know if I really think that they're just dragging it out to a point where it's just what's going on.
And this plot we've seen before.
Yeah, right.
I watched the trailer and it's because Judgment Day is now delayed. I'm that's literally just the plot of Terminator 3, except now this time Sarah Connor's alive.
Yeah, right.
The fact that they stopped Judgment Day, but instead of stopping it permanently, they just delayed it to a future time.
Right, yeah.
I was that's just Terminator 3.
Right. But I don't know. I mean, it's gonna make some money. I think.
Also,
maybe.
where is John Connor? He's not in any of these trailers. He's like he was the most important character
No.
in like the Terminator universe because he's the future leader of the Resistance.
Right.
Not in any of these trailers. Not
Yeah.
even mentioned.
I mean, they might be.
Maybe they're saving him for a reveal,
From
a
what
surprise
I-
reveal at
Yeah,
the end.
it could be.
From what I had heard, that there was a rumor and a theory going around that maybe John Connor, because they delayed the Judgment Day by 25 years or so, John Connor, when the timeline changes, is no longer the leader of the Resistance, and that it's this new girl that they're being protected by Sarah Connor. Now, I don't know how I feel about that, because that pretty much just makes Terminator 2 pointless. Like, so why are we protecting John Connor if it doesn't matter?
Right.
But, I mean, it can't get any worse than Terminator already is. So, I feel bad.
That was
'cause,
very
like,
sad.
Terminator 1
That
and
was
2
very sad.
Terminator 1 and 2 are some of my favorite movies, and I just want them to be good, but they keep making bad movies.
Then maybe they should just stop. And
They should. They should have stopped in 1991.
They should
Yeah.
stop. They should stop, and they should reboot it in 50 years.
Maybe not even then. Maybe just
Eh,
stop.
30 years.
They'll stop when Arnold dies. I know that sounds bad, but like that's when they'll stop. 'Cause
That is when they'll stop.
as
There's
long as
no other
Arnold's around.
Terminator.
He's
Yeah.
getting pretty old.
Did you
I
hear
mean,
that
don't-
he's gonna be in? What game was it?
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
in-
Yeah.
He's the Terminator is gonna be in Mortal Kombat.
It's gonna be pretty good.
Well,
Interesting.
they're doing a lot of marketing in games for this because they have a Sarah Connor skin in Gears of War 5,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
and the Terminator is going to be in Mortal Kombat 11.
Isn't the Terminator gonna be in Gears 5 too?
Yeah, I
Isn't
think
there,
so.
like,
But
it's
at
gonna
least
be-
I noticed they're really promoting Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
And Terminator is going to be in something else as well. I can't remember what game it was though. There's some other game that's getting like a Terminator skin or something.
Smash, Super Smash, Smash Bros.
Arnold
Plays Arnold
Schwarzenegger
in
in
Smash.
Smash. That'd be weird.
But yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I mean, I'll go see it. It's not like the most exciting film like of the year. I'm not
Yeah.
really hyped for it as much. I guess it's just gonna come and go.
It's going to be one of those movies that I see and completely forget about it the next day.
Yeah. So
Presumably, because if I remember it, then I'm probably going to remember it because I'm angry.
you'll talk about it furiously on the
Yes.
podcast.
Oh.
It's
But yeah.
Also, the villain doesn't even look menacing. Like, you have
Yeah.
Robert Patrick or Arnold, who were like these imposing, menacing figures in the
Yeah.
first two.
Yeah.
And then this one, I do like Gabriel Luna. He's a good actor, but he's the one playing the Terminator.
Yeah.
He doesn't really seem menacing. Like, he looks
Yeah.
like somebody who just like works at like a Bass Pro Shop.
Oh.
Like, he doesn't even look like a villain. It's like.
I'm
Like
trying to
based on
picture
his
that.
outfit, like you had all like the biker leather on
Yeah,
Arnold, or like
right.
the sleek police officer uniform on Robert Patrick. This guy's just wearing khakis and a flannel.
Okay,
Like he doesn't even look
yeah.
that.
Right. It looks like he's about to go fish. Or something.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't look like a.
It's like suburban dad.
Also, the fact that they're like introducing more of like the cyborg thing, because they've done that before too, with like John Connor. Spoilers for Genesis, but you shouldn't care. In Terminator Genesis, how they made John Connor like part Terminator.
Oh.
And so
yeah.
now in this one, the girl protector of the power, I don't even know their names.
Yeah.
Somebody is a cyborg in this movie,
Right,
and
right.
I'm like, why? Stop it.
Yeah. It's so repetitive, isn't it? Or am I
There-
okay.
Every Terminator movie since the second one has been exactly the same thing
Okay.
for the most part, except for Salvation, but it sucked anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pretty.
Which had
bad.
cyborgs in it too, so
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter. Oh,
Yeah.
Poor Terminator.
poor Terminator. Well, I wish James Cameron would direct it, but he's too busy making Avatar sequels to do anything else.
Yes. Unobtainium.
Oh.
Titanium. Precious tritium.
That kind of reminds me. I'm gonna go
I'm
off
shaking my head very, very
before we get to Azra's topic. I don't know. Maybe I should save this for later, but I'm gonna mention the new Chris Nolan film I saw. It reminds me of it. It's called Tenet.
Oh yeah, I saw the
Yeah.
trailer for that.
Oh, did you see it? Was that at the chapter 2?
Yeah, it was at
thing?
the chapter 2 thing, and I hadn't. Well, I knew he was coming out with a new film. I just hadn't. I didn't know what it
Tenants.
was
I always
about.
forget the name.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
Right.
'cause,
I'm
Nolan
really
doing
intrigued,
time
yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I believe John David Washington.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
John David Washington.
Him,
is,
Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Debicki, and Michael Caine.
It looks. Oh, Michael. Caine
Because
is
Michael
fine.
Caine
Yeah.
is in every Nolan
film.
film.
Yeah.
You can't not have Michael Caine.
I think he's literally been in every Nolan film since Batman Begins.
Was
Wow.
he in?
Insomnia. Yeah, was he in Insomnia?
He was not. No.
No.
That was Robin Williams and Al Pacino. That was a really good
Okay,
film.
right.
A really
I
dynamic.
think I still need to see it.
Robin Williams
But-
plays a character he doesn't normally play, which is really cool.
But he was in Batman Begins, Dark Knight,
Prestige,
Prestige,
Inception.
Inception, Dark Knight Rises.
It wasn't.
Interstellar.
Was he in
Interstellar.
Interstellar? Oh, he was.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he
in
was. He was the
Interstellar.
professor. I
I think he
believe.
was like barely in it, but he was.
Oh, yeah.
And he
He
wasn't
wasn't in
in Dunkirk. So that's
That's-
6
that was-
out of Nolan's 12 movies or
Yeah.
something like that. Like
pretty
he's-
good, yeah.
He's been in a lot of them. So Michael Caine being in it doesn't surprise me at
Yeah.
all. But
But I'm excited for that. So, just
yes,
quick little side
I'm
note.
looking forward to Nolan's.
I can't wait till we get like a
next
full
project.
trailer, not just a
Yes.
little clip.
Teaser,
before.
yeah.
I
Teaser,
hope that I don't know if they've announced it, but I kind of hope it's Hans Zimmer
Yeah.
coming back. For
And if you're listening to this and talking about like, oh sweet, there's a new Chris Nolan trailer, I should watch it on YouTube.
it's not on YouTube.
You have to go see either Hobbs and Shaw or It Chapter 2 to go see it.
Do you want to see a chapter 2 instead of Hobbs and Shaw?
Hey, don't diss Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw it's dumb.
I kind of, I don't go to movies to watch trailers, but putting the Tenet trailer in front of Hobbs and Shaw was not necessarily the worst idea.
Kind of reminds me back in the day when they put the Phantom Menace trailer before, what was the movie? Dreamcatcher or something?
Was that the Adam Sandler film or no?
I don't know. I just remember they put the Phantom Menace trailer before something nobody cared about.
Dreamweaver. Yeah, I don't.
And then they got people to see the movie. It's a
Yeah.
smart marketing strategy, I'll
Yeah.
say that. So my topic is that The Batman, written and directed by Matt Reeves, who directed the Planet of the Apes, the most recent Planet of the Apes
What, did
trilogy.
he do? Yeah, I don't think he did all three, did he? No, Rupert Wyatt did the first one, didn't he?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh yeah, and then Matt Reeves was on Dawn.
And
War.
Was he on War? I don't remember if he was on. Yeah. And those are the two best ones. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, it's not like-
I'm excited for his Batman starring Robert Pattinson
Yeah, we briefly talked about this last
as
week.
Batman.
now I know like a lot of people hate this. I think it's actually a pretty good
Yeah,
cast.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I haven't seen the Twilight movies, but I haven't seen a lot of his movies. But I have seen Good Time, and I think his performance in that proves to me that he has a hard enough edge to play Batman.
Yeah, I mean that's that. I feel like if you hadn't been exposed to Robert Pattinson films and you wanted to get a better like understanding of how he works, I feel like Good Time is a good way to kind of really just like because his acting is versatile is what I'm trying to say, and like
People who only know him as just the guy from Twilight are selling him short.
Yeah,
he actually
yeah.
is a really good actor.
right. So and then he also has the new Lighthouse film coming out with Willem Dafoe, and the director from The Witch. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a horror film, but I think he's a pretty versatile actor, and like he definitely has proved himself with Good Time. So that's a good thing that you saw that just to get a better idea of how he acts and stuff.
No, I think it's a testament to. I think Daniel Radcliffe kind of did the same thing. Like Daniel Radcliffe isn't just Harry Potter anymore.
Yeah.
He's done so many different movies that it's.
Because I hear a bunch of people who when I tell them, oh, Robert Pattinson's gonna be the new Batman, they're like, oh, the Twilight guy. Like Twilight, and people are like, oh, he's such a bad actor. Twilight's not his fault.
Yeah.
He was giving a terrible script. Speaking of terrible script, Terminator: Dark Fate. And then,
but like the thing with the Twilight series is it also made a lot of money, and that kind of really sparked the whole like teen fiction kind of.
well, I guess
Hunger
arguably Harry
Games.
Potter kind of did.
Harry Potter is like the granddad, and Twilight is the dad.
Twilight was like the edgy kind of.
Yeah.
That's what really like.
It's what made the
feasible.
teen angst movie. Like, because Harry Potter isn't really angsty.
No.
Twilight is super angsty.
Harry Potter appeals to like a broader audience.
Yeah,
I feel like,
Appeals to
whereas
everybody.
whereas Twilight Zone maybe appealed to the more of the teen demographic, possibly like younger ages as well. But I don't know.
And
I mean, my mom was interested in those movies, so I guess I don't know.
I just I want people to realize that Robert Pattinson is more than just Edward. Like he actually is a legit good actor, and I don't blame him for Twilight. I blame a terrible script and bad direction.
Have you seen Good Time?
I have not seen it.
I mean, not, yeah.
It's worth a watch. The soundtrack is kind of obtrusive.
I mean, really, the only major Pattinson movie that I remember him in was Goblet of Fire.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of Harry
Oh
Potter,
yeah, I always forget that he played Cedric Diggory.
I'm gonna look up his IMDb because I actually don't remember.
I think you know what's funny? I think more people know him as Cedric Diggory than they do as Edward from Twilight. I think that might actually be true, which is kind of funny.
I think he'll be able to pull off the brooding aspect really well.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he's a. If you see him in any picture he ever takes, he looks like he's brooding. So it's
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be in Tenet as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's
gonna be
actually
in
pretty
Tenet.
exciting.
He's gonna.
Well, his career is kind of taking a
Yeah.
turn.
Well, I think after Twilight, I think he just started doing a bunch of indie stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I think now he's ready to actually get it back into like the Hollywood
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool that he because I feel like with Twilight, like he definitely his acting in those movies. It's not like he was like a really good actor back then. So like even in those films, I feel like despite the script being bad, I feel like he was still learning how to act. And like he kind of got into more indie films, and I think maybe that might have been more of like a school kind of thing where he experimented a little more, and he was like a little bit more open to like different things. So
looking at his filmography on here, everything he's done since the last Twilight movie was pretty much all indie movies.
Oh wow!
I think the only one that wasn't was his first one. It's not is Tenet, and then The Batman.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I guess it's The Lighthouse, High Life, Damsel, Good Time, Lost City of Z. A bunch of that stuff.
Those are all like films that got good reviews.
And they all get good reviews, but they're all indies or lower budgets.
Yeah. So I guess it's pretty good. Like I guess learning in like the indie circuit, maybe I guess that helped him.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's also an aspect to it where Robert Pattinson has talked about like he's not exactly thrilled that he was in Twilight. Like
No, he's not a fan.
I think that there's an aspect to the Twilight movies that's just kind of like everybody kind of wishes they could move on from it.
Yeah.
Well, and I've seen some people were upset because he criticized Twilight fans by saying like sometimes I wonder what they do all day, and it's like he's not criticizing people who are fans of his work. He's talking about the people who all they do is just sit and look up stuff about him or Kristen Stewart or stuff like that, which.
Right.
I understand him too. It's one thing to be a super fan of a movie or a property, and one thing to be a super fan and following every single move of an actor in that property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can be a big Twilight fan, but if you're completely obsessed with Robert Pattinson and everything he does and everything, that's just weird.
Yeah, that is weird. But in any case, the script is finished.
Yeah.
So we have unfortunately lost the Batfleck.
So do you think
and
they're making a Joker film, and they're making a Batman film? Any
It's going to be
correlation?
separate. I think it's going to be separate.
it's almost certainly going to be separate, unless Joaquin Phoenix is like get me on board with the.
Well,
I feel like
the
that'd be
Batman
pretty cool though, like seeing Joaquin
thing,
Phoenix and Robert Pattinson.
I don't think it'll happen for the simple reason that the reason why Joaquin Phoenix decided to finally sign on for a comic book movie is because he didn't have to sign a multi-picture deal.
It's true.
Because originally Marvel wanted him for Doctor Strange, but they wanted him to sign a multi-picture deal and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Same thing for he was originally going to replace Edward Norton as Hulk.
Oh wow.
And he
That would be
sign a
so
multi-picture
that'd be
deal.
That would be wild casting. For
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix.
I guess I'm glad. I mean, Mark Ruffalo did a pretty good job. So.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what do you think?
Controversy.
Like it's a good
Whoa.
thing. At least we're not all
I
agreeing.
thought we all liked Mark Ruffalo.
Was it the
as
fact
the
that
I
Hulk.
think he's fine. Just
Did you prefer
one
Edward?
word, just all uppercase. Fine.
Did you prefer
Just
Edward Norton's?
I absolutely preferred Edward Norton.
No thanks.
Was Dr. Banner?
I look at
I preferred the first, the one from the 2001.
the Eric Bana.
Yeah.
Actually,
I actually don't think that movie's bad. Like the Eric, was it 2001 or
2003?
2003. Like I honestly, like obviously it doesn't hold up now in terms of special effects.
Yeah.
It probably hasn't aged well, but like as a kid, I loved that like it was going for that more of that comic book look or whatever.
The
like,
transitions were really cool.
yeah. and I remember like feeling some kind of like emotions at the end. Because,
it's
like,
it's very Ang Lee.
Yeah,
when you watch that movie, it's.
I keep forgetting that it was directed by Ang Lee, and like a lot of those, it makes so much sense, especially near the end, like all the action sequences and stuff. That kind of makes sense, which is cool.
Well, the movie's also like it's long, and there's not that many action sequences in it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but like I guess in terms of just like, I don't know, like from what I remember, I remember like. I'm thinking of like Ang Lee's visual approach to this stuff, and like a lot of it made sense with a lot of the wide angles and stuff, and like yeah, I guess there wasn't really that much action in it, which is weird. Was it more of a drama then, or was it like more?
I always thought it was more drama because I remember seeing it as a kid and being bored.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but near the end, there was some like, I mean, there was some action. Obviously, you would hope so with like a comic book film, but yeah, I mean, it was alright. But I definitely think it's like it's not as bad as people say.
What were we talking about originally?
We were talking about the Batman.
Oh
yeah. So I think we have concluded that no Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker in any other movie.
Yeah. Supposedly, from what I've seen, it's the Joker was meant to start a label for DC of just like solo independent, not independent, but like movies that are not part of a universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Which could leave the door open to getting live action adaptations of like Batman Hush, Killing Joke, Gotham by Gaslight, stuff like that.
Right.
It's just kind of one-offs.
It'd be kind of cool. Killing Joke would be hard to do nowadays, I think. Like that's a tough sell to not just producers, but an audience as well.
Right.
And I think this Batman movie, from what I've heard, that it's maybe going to be a period piece. Like it might take place in the 70s or 80s.
Interesting.
To make it seem like, oh well, Ben Affleck is still the current modern day Batman.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
So that's what I'm hearing it might be. At this point, I don't even know what the canon of the DCEU is. Like, because we've still got Jason Momoa and we've still got Gal Gadot, and they're still making sequels, but Ben Affleck's not. Who knows about Henry Cavill anymore? Yeah. So what's canon?
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea where DC's at.
Was Superman wearing gloves in the
Shazam?
In the Shazam thing?
No,
yeah. So
gloves.
Well, because they were thinking about there was a rumor that Michael B. Jordan was going to replace him.
So it's like if you look at his hands, you could probably tell if it's going to be Michael B. Jordan. Right?
I'd be down for a Michael B. Jordan Superman.
See, I love Michael B. Jordan, but for me, I just want more Henry Cavill. He was so good in that movie, and I will stick up for him. He's really good as Superman.
Yeah.
I think he's a good Superman. I just think, like, if Henry Cavill wants out, then fine.
I don't think he wants out. I think Warner Brothers wants him out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Why?
Which is interesting.
Because these movies aren't really selling.
Yeah, yes.
Well, they're not selling well in the long term.
Is it
the way that, like, an Avengers is?
I don't know if he's the issue. Like, I don't know why they would think he's the issue then. Or is it just like they want to revamp the entire thing?
Well, I think it's Warner Brothers being, frankly, incompetent on what they are trying to do. Because Batman vs. Superman still made a ton of money, and of course they bowed down to the trolls.
Yeah.
And so that's why we got something like Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And Justice League was a mess.
Right. And then they're making the new Harley Quinn film now.
I don't even know why Birds of Prey is a thing. Harley Quinn is such an overrated character.
Yeah. She was definitely
so overused.
I loved her in like the Batman animated series, and like I thought her relationship with the Joker was like pretty interesting. But like ever since Suicide Squad, I think there's been just like this big kind of like.
She's everywhere.
Yeah, like, and I'm just like, it's now she's definitely become overrated because everyone's just like, I guess them casting Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn made sense. I don't know if it made sense for you guys, but for me, I was like, I could kind of see it, but I don't know. I see how like there are some problems with it, and like I feel like there's not. I feel like Margot Robbie's a little better than just like a Harley Quinn thing.
Well, just like her as Harley Quinn to me is the same as Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique.
Yeah.
Like now that you got a big name, they're going to use her all the time to the point where it doesn't even make sense for the character.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And it's my issue with the Birds of Prey thing is that it's like Harley Quinn shouldn't be a good guy in my eyes, and like They did this with Injustice too, where it was
at least that has the excuse of her being in an alternate dimension.
Yes,
they're making her more of like an anti-hero. Is that what they're? Is that what
they're making her into an anti-hero, which
but that's not what I don't know if that's not what an anti-hero.
Yeah,
really,
but anti-heroes are edgy, and she's not edgy. She's just crazy.
She's hot topic edgy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so it's like I don't know. I feel like I just want like a good Birds of Prey movie that doesn't have Harley Quinn in it.
What I would like is just before they start doing all these, like, I'm sure Joker's going to be great. I'm really excited for it, and they're doing Birds of Prey and stuff like that.
Super well.
I just wish we could at least, and I know they'd be like, well, you don't want them to copy Marvel. Just get your core Justice League characters right first. Make a good, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, all of them. Get those established. And then go do your own.
Do your crossover movies.
I think it's interesting because I've always kind of joked about it, but like making. I mean, this has been done before, but approaching like superhero films. Well, now they've gotten more out of out of proportion. It's Marvel films are like really kind of like big and stuff, and I feel like it's interesting that DC are taking a step back and making films that are a little like more subtle and like have more of an indie feel, like films like the Joker and hopefully the Batman.
I wouldn't argue all of them though, because Aquaman certainly.
Obviously not, but you know what I mean. Like at least they're taking like risks, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like whereas, I feel like Marvel, every film they make.
Do you really think Joker is a risk?
I don't think it's a. Well, I definitely think it's a little bit of a risk.
Yeah, I think R-rated is a risk.
I think making it R-rated is a risk, but I don't think doing a solo Joker movie is a risk.
Especially having the names that are attached to it, like Robert De Niro and stuff. That's obviously going to bring in people who are interested in that. But I'm just saying, the way that they're approaching the film, it seems like it's going to be more of a character-based film rather than like a concept or like Batman versus Superman or something, or like something that's like big. You know what I mean? It's like it's more of a subtle. What I mean by indie is I mean like it's more of just like exploring like this like the mind of the Joker. Instead of like
two things to say about that. First thing was just subtle side thing was Batman vs Superman should not be called Batman vs Superman.
What should it be called?
Everybody just kind of dubbed it that when they got announced at Comic-Con, and it just kind of got. It should just be called Dawn of Justice.
Okay, Dawn of Justice.
Because to me, Batman vs Superman.
I think that movie actually might suffer less if it was just called Dawn of Justice.
It being called Batman vs Superman makes it seem like the whole movie's about their fight when it isn't.
Yeah.
They do fight, but it's not the main.
Yeah, the main thing.
But and that's a complete side thing. Yeah. The Joker thing I was thinking about was, while I think it looks great, and I think it'll be an interesting character study on the concept of the Joker. I'm not expecting it to be a complete one-to-one adaptation of the Joker from the comics. Fans who are expecting that should not go in expecting to basically just see Mark Hamill's Joker on screen.
Right.
It's not going to be that. It's going to be the concept of a guy who's pushed and cast out by society, dons a clown mask, does the whole thing.
The idea that like this, and this was kind of brought about through the most recent trailer, but this which wasn't in the teaser, the whole like. I kind of mentioned this last time with the V for Vendetta kind of thing, where it's just like other people are kind of wearing the kind of the clown mask, and I'm wondering where they're going to go with that. If it's going to be more of like a symbol of anarchy and like that,
From what I'm seeing, it's like the Joker is an idea.
Okay,
not
like they're good. I think that's what I was kind of getting at, where it's just like they're going to be focused on the character, but they're definitely going to like maybe broaden this idea of who the Joker is and what he like stands for, maybe.
And I really hope he doesn't turn into like an anti-hero or a good guy. I want it to be a guy who was good, becomes bad, and is no longer redeemable.
We were just talking about anti-heroes and like how we don't want what was the Harley Quinn to be like an anti-hero.
She should be a bad guy.
But that's like. That like thinking about that as an anti-hero, that's not really an anti-hero. What I think of it like as an anti-hero, I think of like the main character from Taxi Driver, Robert De Niro's character.
I think of the Punisher.
The Punisher is an anti-hero.
Yeah, the Punisher. I would say most of the Marvel Netflix characters, maybe aside from Daredevil, are anti-heroes. But even then, Daredevil,
I mean, it's a villain who you could see parts of in yourself. And that's really like it doesn't have to be like a villain who's doing good things.
I just hope, and it's gonna be interesting to see if they make Thomas Wayne the bad guy, because we know Thomas Wayne's in it. I don't know.
Is that the father of
Bruce Wayne?
Bruce Wayne, yeah.
Does the movie end with Thomas and Martha being shot?
It very well could.
Are they gonna?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Is Robert Pattinson playing Thomas?
Although if. I don't know if I would like that, just because if they do that, then they're just doing 80s Batman.
Yeah.
Again.
Maybe this is an 80s Batman prequel. No.
Oh, Lord.
I do think
that would be crazy.
At some point, I do think during this movie that Thomas and Martha Wayne are killed. I don't know how or by who, but I think at some point they're going to get killed. Maybe it's the Joker, as we're seeing in the trailers, he kind of becomes a concept and everybody else is donning the masks. Maybe it's somebody else, one of his, like, I don't want to say henchmen, but, like, somebody wearing a Joker mask kills them. It's like the idea of Joker and his bring about of his ideology is what ends up killing them.
And then
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so Batman fighting the Joker is not necessarily just Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. It's the concept and ideology that he brought about.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool. And if, you know, Joker's not even in the Batman, that would be cool. Yeah. I want like a Batman movie with Penguin as the
I want it to be Deathstroke. I think it's going to be Deathstroke.
Oh wow.
In the Robert Pattinson.
That'd be kind of cool if it was Deathstroke. Although
they kind of teased that at the end of Dawn of Justice.
Or Justice League.
Justice League. Oh yeah, that's right, Justice League.
Dawn of Justice teased. I don't think it had a teaser.
Do you think even Jesse Eisenberg knows if he's going to play Lex Luthor?
I don't think anybody in DC knows what's happening except for Aquaman 2 and Wonder Woman 2. I don't think anything else.
And Ezra Miller is pretty sure about Flash happening.
I don't like Ezra Miller.
You don't like him?
I actually liked him in Justice
League. I like
League.
Ezra Miller. I mean, I was more exposed to him like through I saw Perks of Being a Wallflower over the summer, and then I saw a film where he played I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but it's on Netflix, and it's pretty much they do like these prison trials. I don't know if I talked to you about this, but like. I'm just gonna stop myself because it goes way too much. I'm not gonna go into it because I don't want to get too sidetracked. But he's a good actor, and I think that
I don't think he's a bad actor.
Okay.
I did not like his Flash.
Okay, so what about that? Did you know? Like,
I didn't like how they basically just turned Flash into being comedic relief. I know he was he was the Justice League what Peter Parker was to the Avengers.
Okay,
of just like the younger, full of youth and energy kind of thing, and I didn't like that.
Well, so I think that more speaks to not an issue I have with Ezra Miller's Flash. It speaks to the fact that they really made in that movie, they somehow managed to try to make Batman the emotional center, which doesn't make any sense. Batman should never be the emotional center.
It should have been Diana.
It should have been Diana, or it should have been Flash and Cyborg.
Yeah.
Like, you introduce them early, and then, you're following their sort of feelings about everything, and Batman can still be like the main character, but it's sort of more, you feel more attached to Cyborg and Flash, and they just didn't do that. So I think Ezra Miller himself is capable.
I just wish I could go to DC, go to Warner Brothers, and talk to their executives and tell them, look, here's what you're gonna do. Here's your slate. Here's who you're going to cast, and this is what you're going to do. Cancel all this garbage. Do this.
Send him an email.
Send Kevin Tsujihara. Is he still the CEO? I don't know. Send him all of it.
I don't know. I wish they had their crap together, but
I just really want, I don't need the DC movies to be a big Marvel-style cinematic universe.
At this point, I feel like it's almost, well, I don't know if it's too late necessarily, but it is. I don't want that.
I
just want them to make good
think
movies.
Marvel could use competition. Is my thing. Because they just don't have competition anymore.
They don't, and I think I would honestly even say it's past that point.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a little too late for that because they've gone beyond that at this point, especially after.
I think if DC got its crap together, I think they would be a very, very strong Marvel competitor.
Because they've got some of them. Because people don't realize this, that with the Avengers, before the first couple Phase 1 movies in the original Avengers, nobody really knew who Iron Man was, or most people didn't follow Captain America.
Thor was I was like, who the heck?
Really, the only one people knew was Hulk, and that was it. And so, with the Justice League, which has some of the most iconic superheroes ever, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, all of these.
Aquaman. Get Ryan Reynolds.
Honestly, I wish I could just get a good DC lineup and just give me some more of those core Justice League members.
Yes.
No more Harley Quinn movies. Don't give me a Batgirl movie. We don't need it yet. We can get one eventually. Don't need that one yet. Cancel. I mean,
cancel Titans. Wait.
Yeah. Just like what do we even have on the DC slate upcoming right now? We got Birds of Prey, The Batman,
Suicide Squad 2,
Aquaman 2, and Wonder Woman 2.
Suicide Squad 2 is that?
Suicide Squad 2. You know, interesting case. James Gunn. You never know, right?
It's like I like the DC characters, but with these movies, I do not care anymore.
No.
Like, it's just Batman, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, the ones I probably see. I don't care about any of the others. Just give me some of the core characters first before you start just making random movies.
Yeah.
I will say they announced that Cyborg was going to be in the Flash movie.
If it ever happens.
And I'm excited for that. They're like my two favorite DC heroes.
At this point, there is barely any canon. Remember, there's that one throwaway line in Aquaman about, like, oh, when Steppenwolf came to Atlantis, I'm like...
And Shazam, you know, they're very clearly like...
So DC's still trying to keep it somewhat connected.
Yeah.
It just all depends on what the Batman does.
I think the problem is that their order... I don't want to go too long on this, but I think part of the problem is that their order is super skewed right now, because what happened was they tried to just like rush the cinematic universe and it failed. So what they're trying to do is like go back to basics, but what happened was they spent a lot of their like core superheroes on rushing the cinematic universe. So it's kind of hard to establish new characters that make sense. And so like you have stuff with, I think Shazam probably did it the best, where they just like Shazam knows Superman randomly and they like reference events that have happened, but there's no like direct through line to the next DC movie.
I kind of forgot about Shazam. That was a pretty good film.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I think they should do, is just, rather than everything like Marvel leading into the next one, have them all take place in the same world and use the same actors, but not every movie needs to build up towards one big, massive Infinity War level.
And then every once in a while you do, you know, like, I hope that they do Darkseid at some point, but, you know, they don't have to right now. They just
do like a Flashpoint movie and like have... Because I know Themyscira goes to war with Atlantis, but Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot in Flashpoint and have their two... just like put...
There are tons of stories, of like DC stories that include different characters all the time. Like you're saying, like just do that rather than doing like, you know, Justice League every 2 or 3 years.
They need somebody like Kevin Feige, and I guess that's kind of Jeff Johns, but...
Oh, but Jeff Johns covers so many different...
They need to have somebody sit down and say, this is our slate, this is our canon, and we're going to build out more and more of our characters, as well as reinforcing the ones we already have. Because I don't know how Marvel can make a movie incredibly successful about a talking tree and a raccoon, and make billions of dollars, and meanwhile DC can't even get a good Superman movie off the ground. I love Man of Steel, but like they can't get another one off the ground.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. Because, like, Guardians of the Galaxy has no right to be as successful as it was. And
Guardians of the Galaxy was bigger than the Justice League, which doesn't make any sense to me. But
people care more about Groot than Batman. Like,
you're way off topic right now.
No, but I mean that kind of baffles me. Like, I never really thought about that Guardian, and like I did not like when they announced a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I didn't know any one of the characters, which is like
even me, the comic book guy, was like, who?
Right. Yeah, and like they pulled it off, and it was really entertaining. And
That's true.
But where are we? What's the next?
So the
that was the end of news.
Yeah, this is the end of news. We're done with news. So now we're talking about our personalized topics. So Sawyer, start us off with. I think you've been playing Halo recently. Right?
So, me and Taylor, you might remember her from several episodes ago. We are going through and playing the Halo campaigns together. I just recently beat Reach, and I forgot how good that game was. You guys played Halo Reach before?
I have.
No.
I've played a small amount of it.
The best part about Reach is, I basically describe Halo Reach as being, Reach is to the original Halo what Rogue One is to Star Wars. In terms of it being like, fleshing out the story about characters you don't know that directly influence the events of the one that happens immediately after. Graphics are great, art style is great.
There was some really like fun, like I played it like like a couple months ago, like 3 months ago, and there were some like levels or like parts where it was just like, it was fun to play with like your friend or like co-oping it like you're doing with Taylor. So I'm just like, that's really like, I feel like it for me, I enjoyed it more playing it with somebody.
And there's a lot of great lore to it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because like you said, it fleshes it out more.
The story is, I mean, I just love the whole, nostalgic sci-fi cheesiness that it has.
Oh, okay.
Like it's I wouldn't say cheesy necessarily, but it's probably more of like it has that kind of whimsical sci-fi super soldier, aesthetic.
Yeah, right. Is it like the opening of it like regarded as like the best kind of opening out of the game?
Reach?
Yeah. Or I don't know, like isn't Reach generally just regarded as one of the better Halo films?
It is regarded as one of the better games. Personally, I wouldn't consider it the best of the series.
Okay, was this like second best for you?
Yours is 3, right?
3 ODST.
Okay.
So ODST was it was originally going to just be a downloadable campaign, but it grew. But it included the multiplayer for Halo 3. So they called it Halo 3 ODST. That one's my favorite.
Okay.
But Reach, I just like how it fleshed out the lore, because the planet Reach, that it's, is part of the name, is really integral. But the best part is just the gameplay. Because they've really found a way to make you feel like a super soldier.
Okay.
With you just running and gunning, and you got your shields, and just... you can jump into the air and then punch them while you're coming down.
Yeah,
that's pretty
cool.
How long did it take? Like, you finished it, right? How long?
It's about an 8-hour campaign.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a first-person shooter campaign.
Yeah, it's about... Yeah. I mean, you can beat really all the Halo games in under 10 hours.
Wow. That's
Makes
impressive.
sense. That doesn't surprise me.
Except I think 4 might be a little bit longer. But yeah.
I
mean, in a game like that, it's more about how long each of the chapters are and how long it takes to beat each. And then the amount of cutscenes in that.
And if you're doing a co-op, it's going to be even faster.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, between Taylor and I doing co-op, we probably beat like the entire second half of Reach in a day. Like, it doesn't take you very long to do co-op.
Surprise me.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys had like a lot of fun.
The multiplayer is great too. Oddball is one of my. I don't typically play multiplayer because I don't like it, but Oddball in Halo is super fun. That's the one where you hold on to like some kind of either like skull or baller thing, and you have to it's basically like you hold on to the ball for as long as you can to earn points. And
that's cool.
Somebody has to kill you and steal the ball to start earning points for their team.
And that's pretty good.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's an interesting idea.
Oddball is really fun.
It's not quite capture the flag, but it's...
No, it's basically just kind of,
it's kind of like tag.
Kind of.
It's like reverse tag.
It's like team tag.
Yeah. That's neat. Yeah. Neat gameplay concept. Do you have anything else you want to say?
I would say Halo, it's great. Even if you don't have an Xbox, I would say checking out the cutscenes. They're not really very long, especially since there aren't very many. If you are going to do the cutscenes, for the first 2 games in the series, make sure you do the Anniversary editions. So Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary, because they're the graphically updated ones. Halo 2 Anniversary has some of the most beautiful cutscenes I have ever seen in any game ever.
Yeah, well, they went back and just redid all of them, right?
Blur Studio did them, and Blur has always been great. Yeah. So even if you're not a big Halo fan, the cutscenes for Halo 2, if you like animation, are amazing. And that I would say, it's honestly, I think Halo is worth getting an Xbox for.
Okay.
Because like on the new Xbox is probably going to have backwards compatibility. And, which means the Master Chief Collection will work, and it's going to have the new one, and it'll have Halo 5.
The one problem with that is that if you have a gaming PC, you can play it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that they're all going to be coming to PC, except for Halo 5, for some reason. Because 5 is...
It's the most recent one.
Yeah, and
is it the worst one, or like not...
I mean, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I personally have a lot of issues with it. Yeah. But it's still fun, regardless. But
it's probably like they don't want to... They don't want to completely disincentivize you from buying an Xbox.
Yeah. Like it's gonna be like, I mean, to me, Halo is the reason why you buy an Xbox. Sure, Gears is great, and I know that'll probably change in the future because not Gears being great, but like Halo being the flagship one, because now they bought Obsidian, Double Fine, Ninja Theory. Now that they have all these studios, who knows what other big flagship? But Halo is, to me, it is to Microsoft what Zelda is to Nintendo. Which is like the big lore-based action series that everybody goes to see.
Yeah,
and
right.
what,
I mean, it really
Uncharted is to
what
Sony.
Uncharted is. Well, I guess really what any of these major series are to Sony. Uncharted, God of War.
Yeah, Sony is more like the sum of its greater than the sum of its parts kind of thing, where it's like not really one of them, but all
looking
of them.
forward to Halo Infinite. I hope it's good.
Yeah, it looks. That trailer was pretty.
And if you want to see what a Halo movie would look like, originally Neil Blomkamp of District 9 and Elysium was going to direct a Halo movie, but it got canceled. Okay. However, there is test footage available online, and it's really good.
Okay.
So I recommend checking that out if you're a Halo fan and you haven't seen it. Just some cool trivia for you. I think it's called Halo... what's it called? Night something, or maybe Nightfall? No, Halo Nightfall is a movie. Halo Nightfall actually exists.
Isn't Halo Nightfall the one that was starring like Agent Locke or something like that?
Yeah, it's played by Mike Coulter.
Yeah.
You see that one?
Yeah, I saw it. The Halo movies, the only one worth watching really is, unless you're a die-hard fan like myself, the only one worth watching is Legends.
Oh.
It's kind of like Love, Death, and Robots, where it's like 6 different short films all within the Halo universe, done in different animation styles.
Okay.
Which is pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So, any parting words?
For
Halo?
if you have an Xbox and you don't have Halo, what are you doing?
Halo really kicked off Microsoft's
it
Xbox.
sold the Xbox.
Yeah. Which didn't sell. So, my topic this week is a little game. You might have heard of it, called Astral Chain.
Is this an indie game?
Actually, it's the funny thing is it's not quite an indie game, but Platinum is an indie studio, and Nintendo basically funded and published this game. So it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. I know a lot of people were mad about that, but I got home on Friday. I picked it up sort of midday Friday. Didn't get the chance to play it until later in the day. Or like in the evening. It was like 10 o'clock when I finally got to playing it. And so, I plugged it in, I set it up, started playing, and then I looked at the clock a while after playing it and realized it was 3:30 in the morning.
I've done that before.
So, and then I did that the next evening. I did the exact same thing. It was 3:30 again, and I was like, I should probably go to bed.
That happened to me with God of War.
Yeah. So, I thought it's about a 20-hour game if you're going slowly. If you're doing everything, I'd say it takes you about 20 hours. But if you're not going slowly, it's more like 12 to 12. I think the average, I think, was reported as like 12 to 18. And I thought it was incredible. Like I don't think I've played an action game since Nier Automata and like Kingdom Hearts 2 and the entire Kingdom Hearts series, I guess, that has gripped me as much as Astral Chain did. And I think part of that comes from the kind of spontaneity of the entire game, because I remember, so for a little bit of context, the game takes place in I think it's like 40 so years in the future.
I think I had heard it was like 2070 or something like that.
Yeah. It's something like that. So it's, far in the future, but it's not quite, it's not like distant future.
We'll still be old men by that point.
Yes. And so it takes place, in like a little bit further in the future. And there's a ton of like high tech stuff rolling around. There are like holographic street signals that like block you from walking across the street when a car is coming and stuff, which is pretty cool. But there's an alternate dimension called the astral plane. So I think it's the first mission that's really like right after the tutorial missions, because there are like 2 tutorial chapters, and then like you really start getting into the flow of the game. And that mission, you beat like a boss, and you're like, oh great, yeah, no, the chapter's over, get ready for the next chapter. You leave the astral, the other alternate dimension that's called the astral plane, and immediately the entire city's on fire, and you have to go fight more monsters. That's awesome. and I was like, and I think it was at that moment that I was like, this game is awesome. And there's tons of stuff like that like there's a whole like dimensional like that, like you're sort of, it's not really a spoiler to say that you're like tracking down the whereabouts of some guy who's like dealing drugs basically, because you play as a police officer, like a really sort of high ranking police officer for most of the game, and and so you're tracking down this guy who's like distributing a drug that might lead to some investigation that you're doing, and like midway through the chapter, this it's sort of speculated that the drug is causing this, but it's never fully explained. But midway through the chapter, this like ultra-dimensional storm starts happening in the middle of like the slums of a city, and you're like, what is going on right now?
Extremely anime.
Yeah, well, and it's sort of like I kind of likened it to Nier in a sense of, in terms of like the storytelling kind of mannerisms that it uses, but it's way more sort of high octane than Nier was, because Nier is like thoughtful action. I think Nier I would liken more to like a kind of, I think the difference would be like a samurai movie, or like a Chinese or Japanese action, or like martial arts flick. Whereas like this is like an American, like Jason Bourne, just like keep going. And I thought it was incredible. The sort of 2-person combat system is really interesting. There are a few things I would change, like I want a jump button. Jump button would be nice. There's a way you can be airborne that I think is actually kind of clever, but it's but I would like just kind of a standard jump button for some of the, because it doesn't really suit my play style to do the roundabout way of jumping. Yeah. So, you know, there are little things that I'm not the biggest fan of, but overall I thought it was, I did play it on the casual mode, because I was like, I don't really want to change it, because what if I find out that I'm getting my butt kicked, and so I'm gonna go back and probably replay it on the other difficulties and stuff at some point. But I thought it was incredible. I would recommend it to everybody.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick it up at some point.
Yeah, and you know, I think the I kind of liked the aspect of like the police force thing, because it was like what I thought was interesting about it was how it really didn't feel like it was glorifying the police at all, even though you play as a police officer, and so like you're the hero, but there are a ton of like I don't know if I would say there are a ton, but there are like a bunch of reasons why you shouldn't trust the police force, and the ending of the game is like the most sort of like crazy, like what is happening right now thing.
Well, it's not like anti-police though, is it?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think it's more like neutral on the police. Like it's just the setting more than anything. Yeah. It's like I would say it's kind of like Spider-Man PS4.
Oh, okay.
And its handling of the police, where it's just like every police officer is their own person, rather than like a collective force. And it's like it's more about like the people behind the police are corrupt rather than the police themselves. Yeah. And I thought I think it was, I thought it was super super awesome.
On a technical level, does the art style, do you think it was mainly more for being able to run at the frame rate that the Switch can handle, or do you think it was just an actual artistic choice?
I think that it is obviously they took some shortcuts to make it run better, but I don't think the art style is one of those. I think the art style is actually very intentional, partially because of the way that they wanted to make the monsters look. I think only fits in that art style, because I think in any other art style they would look kind of gross.
How did you play it docked or handheld?
Docked.
How's it look docked? Is it?
It's pretty. I would say it's part of it is. So I think there's an article, I didn't read it, but there was an article that was talking about how it really is just kind of a masterful, like the tech is really masterful, and the way that it kind of handles everything going on. Like there were the load times are snappy, and there were very, very few instances of slowdown, I would say. And it... And I think part of it is that they really... it's not open world, for one thing. So it's like you can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And for another thing, even in like the larger segments, or like larger areas, often you're like if you're going into a new space, you're kind of running down a corridor, so it has time to load the rest of it if it needs to. There's a ton of little things that they did that you don't notice that really kind of help with the load times. And then if there is a loading screen, it really goes by in like 3
I did
seconds.
notice, this was something just like random that I noticed when I was watching the trailer. I don't know when it is, but there's like a scene where they're in the city, and it's like part of the city is burning, like you said.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, this looks like Resident Evil 6. Like, why does...
Interesting. That's an interesting comparison. I would wager it's probably better than Resident Evil 6.
Oh, yeah, I would bet it probably is.
But the... I will say, though, make sure that if you play it, make sure that you're paying attention to to like what the game tells you is a good idea, because there's a lot of stuff that like I kind of wish I had been doing more often by the time I learned it at the end. And the only other issue I had was like the upgrade system is kind of not intuitive. Like I kind of wish there was a way to... I kind of wish it wasn't a skill tree and more like a level up system.
Yeah.
Because like you gain points that you spend on the skill tree, but you have like 5 different sort of partners to choose from, and you have to spend your points on sort of choosing to upgrade. Whereas I wish if they had just done a sort of base EXP system, I think it would have been a lot more streamlined. Like the game's complicated enough without having to worry about a weird upgrade system.
I'm just excited because this is finally, no shade on Nintendo, but this is finally a Switch exclusive that like my personality is interested in playing, because a lot of I really do like my Switch, but since Smash came out, there really hasn't been much that I've been like yes to play, because I'm not really a Mario guy or Lowe's, so Smash I really got it, 1 because I think the gameplay's fun, and 2 because Snake is in it.
Do you have your Switch here?
No, I don't have my Switch here.
Okay.
I left it at home. I didn't bring it to college. But it's like there's that, and with Zelda coming out, I guess even though Link's Awakening is more of like the art style is more child oriented.
Yeah.
It still is a Zelda game, and I still enjoy the Zelda timeline and world and everything. But I'm just glad we're finally getting some Switch games that aren't either just ports of Wii U games or not just another Mario branded game.
Tons of ports.
Like most
so
of that
many
Nintendo Direct
ports.
was like Black Flag and like a 5-year-old game coming to Switch. Skyrim again.
Skyrim. Witcher 3.
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 is actually kind of impressive that it can run on the Switch.
Well, and Tokyo Mirage Sessions or whatever.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem Persona game.
And Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is coming.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty cool moment.
I have them on 3DS.
In any case, Astral Chain, pick it up. Give Platinum some love. They make
Platinum
really
is
good
one
games.
of the best developers in the gaming.
Yes,
right now.
it's
in the gaming
them.
industry.
Oh wow.
It's like them and a ton of studios under Square Enix, a ton of studios under Nintendo, and then Naughty Dog and Insomniac.
Yeah, I was gonna say like my top studios probably be like Kojima Productions, obviously.
But their first game is coming out this year.
I'm talking about technically the old Kojima Productions.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, as well as the new one. Them, probably Platinum, and then right below them is probably either Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Really just Sony Worldwide Studios in general.
Yeah. See, I'm more of a Nintendo guy, so I'll say like I don't even know what the names of the Nintendo teams are, but like basically Nintendo as a game studio, and then there's a bunch of like Sony
Most
stuff.
of Nintendo's is like Nintendo R&D East, Nintendo R&D West, or something
Yes.
like that.
Yes. So, anyways, play Astral Chain, give Platinum some love. Ahmad, what is your topic this week?
Yeah, sorry, I just had to take a second. Yesterday, went to go see It Chapter 2 with some friends, and I don't know, I guess I should start off with the beginning. The beginning was, so, you guys, have you seen It?
I haven't seen it.
I've seen Chapter 1.
Don't worry about spoiling
Okay.
Chapter 1.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I saw the first one, but I did see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you might know, the story follows the same characters 27 years later. There's one character who stays in the town that they were in. The rest of them are like out in the real world. Like we kind of see them in their like jobs and stuff. And some of them become famous. Some of them are like, getting good money, and some of them are like in not as good of situations as the other friends might think they were. But the story follows like the return of Pennywise, I guess.
Okay.
He's around, like Pennywise is around still in the town, and he's still like menacing, and he's still eating little children and stuff. It's pretty weird, but he still preys on people. And that's the one thing I was kind of having a hard time with, because I couldn't recall in the first one if they had defeated him fully, or if they just had gotten out just to survive, like just because they survived. I don't know if you remember if they defeated him, or did they just escape?
I remember him fading away. He got Thanos.
He got Thanos, and just like.
But I don't remember him there actually definitively saying he was dead.
He was dead.
He was just like, "I'll get you next time, Spider-Man."
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. So he comes back, obviously, and like something happens to where like the person who lives in the town, like one of the older friends, tells the rest of the friends that they have to come back because they made the promise or whatever. If you remember, they cut themselves with like something just to remember, give them a scar.
It's like a blood pact.
Yeah. Friendship, or like promise. And they kind of they go throughout the like film, and like it's interesting because like there's definitely parts of it that are scary, and there's other parts that are like just jump scare, and like I don't know if I found it as scary as the first one was, but I don't know if I found the first one like really that scary to me at all. But
it's more just creepy.
Than scary, which I guess is definitely something they alluded to The Shining a lot in the film.
And I think you told me a lot of allusions to Evil Dead.
I don't know if it was directly kind of. I don't know. Like I was talking to Cale McClure. I don't know. Shout out if you're listening to this. But he loves the Evil Dead films as well, and I know you do.
Some of my favorite movies ever.
Right. So I haven't seen them. I've only seen some of the famous sequences, like the blood pouring out of the walls and stuff.
And laughing sequences.
Just laughing sequences. Yeah, have you seen that?
I've seen that sequence. Yeah.
But just in terms of like the campiness of the film, it was much more campy than the first one was. Which I was much more surprised about. The first one definitely had its moments of comedy. Like it was definitely like an '80s kind of retro film, and this one kind of brought that back in some ways, where they come back to this old town. But it was much more campy, and there were parts of it that were like just flat out like funny. Like it was just like, you know, like what Evil Dead would be with like the laughing sequences, or like just like what's going on, like what is it, like this is supposed to be a horror movie. But it was, so I don't know if it was inspired by Evil Dead in any kind of way. I mean, it could have, but
a lot of horror films have taken from Evil Dead, and granted, Evil Dead took a lot from horror films at the time too.
Yeah, so like it's not
never-ending cycle.
Right. So yeah, so like the premise is like the friends have to come back and they have to defeat one of the friends finds a way to kill Pennywise, so they come back to the town to kill him. I don't know how the book goes, and
I've read it.
Yeah, somebody told me it was similar, but not exactly the same.
So I guess
Stephen King makes a cameo.
I guess I'm not clear about something. Is Pennywise like supernatural figure, or is he just a god?
Pennywise, and he's not a god, and he's not a supernatural.
He's not human though.
He's not human.
He's not human.
So the way that they kind of you know delve deeper into the backstory of who Pennywise is, and apparently like he's an alien who lands.
Interesting.
Like there's like a comet or something, and it lands on Earth, and during like I don't know. They mentioned like a Native American group, so I'm assuming it's maybe like 1700s.
And that photo seemed like very early 1900s, late 1800s.
Late 1800s, yeah. So like, it was so like it lands in this like, but they mentioned like this Native American tribe, and it, like this alien from outer space, is what I'm assuming. I don't know if it's some kind of supernatural force from outside of like of the Earth, but like it lands on Earth and like it preys on people, and it takes the form of like I guess a clown.
Of a clown.
But that's I guess kind of where I'm confused, because there's a scene, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but where one of the characters, the red-haired character, goes to like the old lady's house, and she sees pictures of Pennywise.
Yeah, and he was like, it was like a circus.
Yeah, so I don't know if the alien, I don't know how, like, because like they definitely mentioned that it's, I think that, okay, so now that I'm like thinking about it, I think there's definitely an alien, but the alien kind of possessed this clown, or this person who was in the circus or whatever. So like Pennywise is separate, and there's like these 3 orbiting balls, if you remember like from the first one.
Yeah.
I think that might be the alien part of so I don't know how that dynamic is, but I guess Pennywise is an actual human being, or at least used to be, and this alien kind of possessed, or like, you know, kind of like a symbiote kind of thing, like Venom, except like good.
The first time I ever heard it compared to Venom.
But it kind of possesses Pennywise or whatever, and
interesting. I had no idea. Like, I haven't seen 2 yet, but I had no idea.
Which kind of
Pennywise was an alien.
Yeah, or like at least like whatever like the supernatural like forces that be like are possessing him. I guess I don't know, like
weird.
But I thought it was interesting that, you know, it was like more of a comet that landed on Earth. It's different than just like, you know, your supernatural, like, you know, like ghosts or like possession kind of thing. But yeah, so they talk about the backstory and stuff, and you know, I don't think there's gonna be a third film,
based on this movie,
which I was kind of shocked about, because, well, I mean, I don't know, I guess I was shocked, but I'm also not like it's not like I'm mad, because I would kind of be mad if they made a third film just to make money off of it, which would probably not be good. But yeah, the way that the film ends is more of like a resolution. And they don't really hint at anything like
anything coming up.
You know, like there's.
I would like to see, like, I heard a rumor about there being an additional 40 minutes that's missing or something like that. I'd like to see like the director do an extended cut, but do like a Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair thing, where he cuts the first 2, like both of them together, as well as an additional 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
They're also want to talk about like some of the like. This film seemed very creative in like a lot of ways, in terms of just like transitions. There were some sequences where it just like they were like the transitions, like they would cut from like there was specifically there's one shot where they like kind of pan up to the sky and there's like you can see the stars and it kind of like it gets closer and closer and it reveals that it's like little puzzle pieces and holes.
Oh,
and it's kind of weird because like and that kind of it transitions from that to one of the other characters who's like putting together this puzzle.
Oh, that's neat.
So like it was kind of like there was some interesting ways of like experimenting with transitions rather than just like cutting or something. Like
Yeah.
there was also like, you know, they would have to cut back and forth. They would allude to like the past, the first film, and then like back. So like there were some interesting ways that they would do that instead of just like dissolving or like your cliched way of like indicating a flashback or like anything like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then, I mean, I don't know. I like there were like it's definitely more creepy than it's. There's some parts where it's just like this is just really funny, and I don't know if it needs if it's meant to be funny. But I like there was definitely it pulled off that creepy vibe. So I mean like I thought it was cool. I don't know if it's like better than the first one, but I definitely think that it's worth watching.
I heard there was because all the kids had grown up over the last 2 years that they had to use CG to de-age some of the kids.
Oh yeah,
Did they?
okay.
It doesn't look good.
They did. For one character, it looked really bad. It was the chubbier character from the first one. It looked like it was CGI or like it was de-aging technology, and it wasn't as good. I mean, like it didn't look as good as anything like. I mean, it might be on the same level as what Disney kind of does, but like
they probably don't have the same budget.
Yeah, they don't.
No.
So, like that kind of stuck out to me like a lot. Like it made that character, I forgot his name, but look very weird.
Yeah, I bet.
So yeah, that was kind of one thing that I remembered was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't think. Well, I mean, like I don't know. Like there's Stephen King. Like I said, cameos in the film, which kind of makes me think he approves of the film because we all know how he could kind of disapprove.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. Like that makes me think that he's kind of.
Happy with it.
Kind of happy with it, what they're doing.
I can see this kicking off a big like Stephen King rush though. Like a lot of like adaptations, like they did a remake of Pet Sematary, they did Dark Tower.
Yeah,
and all that.
I forgot about that, and that like well, I mean like that kind of came and went. Pet Sematary and like Dark Tower came and went.
Dark Tower was just disappointing.
Oh, have you read the books?
I've skimmed parts of it, know what it's about. I've heard from a lot of the fans that
it was disappointing.
Because I've really been interested in the idea of the Dark Tower, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, and like I know Idris Elba was in it, and like I was interested in.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey was too.
It was Idris Elba versus Matthew McConaughey. The movie is what that movie was pitched as.
Yeah, which is interesting. But yeah, it's kind of because like there's not really that many like good Stephen King adaptations, I guess.
Was The Mist Stephen King?
The Mist. Yeah, I think so.
Because that movie was great.
Either The Mist or was it The Mist? It was The Mist. I'm thinking of the Fog.
No, yeah, The Mist was the one with Thomas Jane.
Was that
like 2006?
Was that
Frank Darabont?
Was that the end where the end was kind of controversial?
There's a controversial ending.
Yeah, where it was like
spoilers for The Mist, but I'll go ahead and tell you the ending. The ending was, and it's dark, but it was. The mist is like so it's post-apocalyptic kind of, or I guess.
Okay.
This mist falls over this small town. And a large portion of this town is holed up together in a supermarket, and something is surrounding them. And anytime somebody steps out into the mist, they get like eaten or grabbed or something.
Yeah.
And so they don't know what's out there. Eventually, things go bad, and it comes down to I think it's this main character, Thomas Jane, and his young son. And I think there were 2 other people in there with them. Like, they were just, like, some older couple they had been friends with.
Yeah.
And eventually, because they're out in the mist, they don't know where to go, and he can hear, like, this loud noises coming.
Yeah.
He ends up shooting everybody in the car.
And shooting himself.
And almost to himself. But then, as he gets out of the car, this rumbling keeps coming closer and closer, and it turns out that it's not the monsters, and there were monsters or whatever, but it turns out that it was actually a like government experiment to open breaches to another dimension, and these creatures had come in from another dimension, and these noises that were coming up towards him were actually U.S. Army tanks, and they were getting rescued. If he had waited like 5 minutes, they would have gotten rescued. by the military.
Yeah.
That's a weird ending.
I like the ending.
And so it basically ends with just Thomas Jane just like screaming and then these tanks rolling forward. And it just cuts.
Yeah. Which is like very interesting because like I feel like if you were to like, you know how like films have like pre-screenings where they gauge how the audience reacts to the film. I feel like that would have been like, I don't know how the audience would have reacted to that, and like it would have been interesting to know if they would have changed the ending.
It's a dark ending, but it is the ending that Stephen King originally wrote, and I was at least impressed that they kept that ending. Because it's not
it's not like a fan or like an audience pleaser or anything.
Yeah.
No. Crowd pleaser.
That's kind of like how Merlin ended, where it ended very true to the Arthurian legends, even though, like, given the sort of general tone of the show, that's not necessarily what you would
want to happen.
But they, you know, it was a very, very sort of accurate, sort of within the context of the show, about as accurate a retelling of the original story as you could possibly get.
Yeah, but yeah, Stephen King. I mean, like there's definitely like The Mist is good. Obviously, The Shining is good, even though Stephen King doesn't approve of that, or I don't know if he does. I don't know if he does now or just when it first came out. But The Shining is good, even though that's like a complete retelling of the story, or at least reimagining of the story.
I know I'm being a bad film student here, but I actually haven't seen The Shining.
Oh,
I need to. Wow. I definitely need to.
We're officially kicking someone off the podcast. No, I'm just joking.
I mean, you'd have to kick me off the podcast, too.
Well, I guess I'll just be the only one. I'll just make my own podcast.
So you're talking
talking to myself.
The only thing you ever do is talk about The Shining.
The Shining, yeah.
The Shining cast.
The Shining. But no, I think... I think it's definitely a movie you could check out, like if you wanted to. If you're into...
Oh, I'm definitely going to.
Okay, I feel like if you're into... And like, it's definitely like a film, you know, obviously like... You have films like Psycho, where like it was almost like when Hitchcock, because Hitchcock was a pretty big director, right?
Yeah.
And he made Psycho, and it was almost like it was insane. It was absurd because like it was very different, but it was also a huge risk because he was such this big. He was like directed North by Northwest, and these are like big name, big studio like movies, and he goes to like create this like weird like little horror film. And it was very like controversial whether or not it was going to be successful and like whether or not the studio was taking a risk, but ended up being a huge success. And I feel like The Shining could also be kind of in that same vein where it's just like Stanley Kubrick had been known for like these really cool really big films, and then him stepping into like the horror like realm like kind of created something interesting. I always love when directors try different things like that. And create something really cool that people have never seen before. So, but yeah, I would definitely recommend.
I definitely want to check it out. That and then It Chapter 2 I'll probably end up seeing. Okay. I'll probably wait until it comes out on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Because typically for horror films for me, I like to watch them at home. Partially because, I don't do horror films in the theater because I always... Either A, the crowd is so obnoxiously loud screaming every 5 seconds, or you have those people who are...
Just like laughing at everything.
Yeah, so I typically prefer to just watch horror films at home, especially the ones that are more creepy because they keep the lights on.
It definitely adds to the experience, I think. Yeah. But yeah, It's Chapter 2. I wouldn't say it's better than the first one, but I'm also just like there were so many cool sequences and like the film was definitely entertaining and it held its own, and it had a resolution to the story, and I would definitely recommend, it's out in theaters now, I would definitely recommend checking it out, because there's nothing really out now, or like it's coming out.
Yeah, we're kind of in this like the sort of lull between like the big, indie and we're getting
October films.
Yeah, we're getting towards that, like we're in the horror season, and then we're in the Christmas
Well, we
season.
do have some big things on, I guess to me at least they're big, on the weekend of the 20th.
I guess this is somewhat of a good segue. Do you want to talk about some stuff that's coming
in the fall?
Yeah,
So I think we pulled the calendar real quick.
Yeah, I'm not the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Star Wars.
Obviously, we talked a lot about the Joker film. Which
is Joker's
October
happening
4th.
So we've got for September coming soon. We have on the weekend of the 13th. I'll just list them off, and if there's anyone you want to talk about, just stop.
Yeah.
The Goldfinch, Hustlers, The Sound of Silence. Oh, go ahead.
Hustlers, is that with Anne Hathaway or what is?
Constance Wu, Jennifer Lopez, Julia.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, yeah. Cardi B's in that. I think there was a controversy with that.
Because I don't like her.
Okay.
You're kicked off. Go.
Yeah, seriously, that was. I always just find whenever I.
Players get out of my
room.
Get out of my room.
She's a talented musician, and I'm also whenever I watch her on an interview or something like that, I'm like, what is happening? I have no idea.
I'm really glad I upset both of you guys with this.
You didn't upset me.
Or disturbed you.
In any case, I'm gonna keep going. We have The Sound of Silence.
The Sound of Silence.
Oh, is that by the guy who did the Van Gogh movie or something?
Directed by Michael Tibersky.
You're talking about the one with Willem Dafoe that came out, or was it Loving Vincent?
I was thinking of Loving Vincent, but this is probably isn't it.
No, it's not that.
No, okay. The poster kind of reminded me
it's
of
like Gates. No, I don't
Loving
know.
Vincent.
Yeah.
In any case.
Ooh, what's that?
Monos, Depraved, Freaks, and Liam as It Was are the ones that are coming out on the 13th.
Okay. Kind of a weak weekend.
September 20th is going to go good ones. We got the Downton Abbey movie.
Oh.
Rambo: Last Blood.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I forgot that was. Yeah. I thought that was like a 2020 joint.
Yeah, it comes out in September.
Huh.
Okay.
The trailer plays Old Town Road.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was
that's so weird.
I mean, I'll see it. This movie, it feels like it's just Stallone's yeah, why not? I'll
yeah, you'll have to let us know what you think about it.
I don't know if I'll end up seeing it on the 20th. That might be a wait for Blu-ray movie.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I'm just excited to see what the reviews are. It's gonna be
right.
It's either gonna be good or it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The new Brad Pitt film.
This is one I'm excited
Yeah, so
for.
this is the one you're...
so Ad Astra comes out that same weekend, and I am unbelievably excited for this movie.
Yeah. So this is a Brad Pitt space movie.
It's coming out here...
It's Brad Pitt, Liv Tyler, Tommy Lee Jones, Ruth Negga, and Donald Sutherland.
That's a pretty good
Who's directing it again?
It is directed by James Gray, who also did... I believe he did The Lost City of Z. I think.
And Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson is the theme. Robert Pattinson is the theme of this episode.
Robert Pattinson is like what Nick Cage was for us last year, except not as much of a meme.
So he's the guy who directed The Lost City of Z, and it's kind of like in the vein of Interstellar or Arrival.
Okay.
Those kind of more, thoughtful, story-focused sci-fi movies.
I was talking to you about how I was worried that I was hoping that it wasn't going to be very cliched, very cliched space film, and not have it be as good.
From what I'm saying, it very much seems like it's going to be character-focused.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, to see this pop up around the Oscars. Especially since currently it's sitting at an 81 on Metacritic right now.
Okay.
Which this is also just early reviews.
Before it's even out. Yeah.
It could go up or down either way.
Right.
It looks great. I also love how the trailers don't really show much. We really don't know much of what it's about other than Tommy Lee Jones played Brad Pitt's father and he disappeared and there's some secret government project he was working on. Yeah, that's really all we know.
That's all we know.
But it looks great. And it's also one of the first movies to be shuffled around by Disney after the Fox buyout.
Oh, interesting.
Wow. Originally it was supposed to come out Memorial Day, but it got bumped to September because of the...
Fox thing?
Well, because of the Fox thing, and I think it also needed a couple reshoots.
Oh,
yeah. Free from Hell, Where's My Roy Cohn? It's a movie about the Red Scare, I think.
Okay, interesting.
Right.
Interesting period of...
no, it's not. It's him... We're going to go ahead and skip over that movie. Diego Maradona. Midnight Traveler. Britt Marie Was Here. And Promare.
That's the 20th?
Yeah. That's not good at all.
That's a lot of movies.
That's a lot of movies, but all of them.
Also keep in mind this is also including ones that are in limited release or are indie or anything. This is just what's coming out. It starts off pretty great with Rambo, Downton Abbey, and Ad Astra. Those are some bigger.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
On the 27th, we have Abominable, about a magical Yeti that must return to his family.
I actually think this movie looks kind of cool.
I think it looks cool. I don't know. DreamWorks doesn't seem like...
DreamWorks, I think that they are consistent.
They are consistent, and that's. I guess we shouldn't be worried about a bad story.
Yes.
And we got 21 Bridges, which I haven't watched the trailer for, but I heard that it was getting some good buzz.
Is that the Anthony Mackie movie?
No, it's Chadwick Boseman and J.K. Simmons.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was Anthony Mackie.
Different MCU guy.
Yes.
Is it more of a drama or action?
I don't. It says action first on IMDb. I can get kind of thing with that.
Yeah, it looks. Isn't it like a civil rights movie or something?
Actually,
like that?
no, it's not.
No, I thought for some reason I thought it was.
A disgraced detective in the NYPD is given a shot at redemption.
Okay.
I think you're thinking of Chadwick Boseman did another one of those.
He played Thurgood Marshall. Yeah.
Then there's Judy about Judy Garland.
Yeah.
And First Love. So
that's September.
That's September 27th, the last September weekend. Yeah.
Guys, I really need to use the restroom. You guys keep
keep
going.
Oh yeah, we'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, we've also got.
Is it okay if I use this one?
Yeah, go ahead. We've got October. So really, the first main one in October obviously is
Joker. Which is gonna be. It's not the Joker. It's just Joker.
It's Joker. Yeah, I'm hoping it's good. I'm a little nervous, honestly, just because I don't want it to be bad, and I can already see the backlash from DC fans because it happens with like every single comic book movie.
Do you think it's because it's not going to be related to Batman, or is it because it's not going to be like?
I think it's not going to be a very comic book style movie.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very different Joker than what we're used to. I think it's going to be the core character, but it's not going to be a comic book style Joker.
I think that we definitely have. It seems like we're pretty excited for it, and I think that fans might be excited for it as well. I think, but I definitely see what you're trying to say, with the comic not having it be like a comic book style film, but I think that people want something different, and that Joker might offer that.
I can also already see the controversy when this movie comes out. I can already see it.
Just like that. Do you think it's gonna be more of just a hate that it's not like a?
Well, I think it's from fans. Yes, I also think there'll be people who will be upset because typically, as we see with comic book movies, people always assume, oh, it's a movie based on a comic book. I can take my kids to it.
Yeah. Oh.
This is not going to be one of those movies.
Yeah.
I saw people were upset about that when Logan came out.
Yeah.
That was happening with Deadpool.
That's true.
This movie, especially being oh, it's the Joker, it's Batman, we can go see it.
Yeah.
Granted, I think that was lessened by the Dark Knight trilogy.
Right.
People kind of learned with that, but this movie is gonna. There's gonna be people who are oh, it's a superhero movie, I'll go take it.
Yeah.
That and I can see people talking about with the violence in it or things like that.
Right.
Being related to things currently going on.
Right. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind that it's R-rated. It kind of makes
I liked it. It's R-rated because Joker should be.
Yeah, right. Yeah, especially if they're going for more of a realistic approach with the character.
I hope it's... Honestly, I think they're going to need to be careful with this release because especially with... And I don't want to get too dark, but after what happened at the premiere of Dark Knight Rises...
Yeah.
They in the Joker outfit and stuff like that, they're going to need to be careful at this release.
Yeah, right. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
We
need to calm down.
Yeah, we need to calm down. That's the way of putting it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it's going to be an interesting release.
It is. Yeah, that's going to be the first thing October on the roster for October. It's October 4th.
Yeah, first weekend of October.
Wow.
We've got Pain and Glory. I don't really know anything about that one.
Yeah.
You know anything about that one?
I've not heard of that, no.
The Current War, which I thought was going to be big Oscar buzz, but it's actually only getting mediocre reviews. It's about the competition between Thomas Edison and George Westinghouse. About, electricity.
Yeah, right. I've seen documentaries on that.
I mean, I thought it looks like it was going to be somewhat cool, but...
Yeah.
It's got Benedict Cumberbatch and Nicholas Hoult in it, I believe.
Huh.
Then we've got, I think that's can't tell if it's a Russian movie or an Indian movie or something, called War. Just War. Nothing else. But it looks like a generic, Fast and Furious movie. It's got, dudes with guns, hot girl, and cars.
Oh my
so
god,
it's
generic, but except I don't know, the Indian version of that.
And then Roger Waters, Us Plus Them. So, really, if you're going to see a movie on October 4th and it's new, you're going to be seeing The Joker.
The Joker, yeah.
But that's, Ezra is back.
Hello.
You really only missed a discussion of the Joker and then the current war.
Okay.
And then War, which is basically the Indian Fast and Furious.
Is that... Okay.
Then we have on October 11th, Gemini Man.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited about that one.
I am intrigued. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I would say so.
Will Smith versus Will Smith is a selling point for me.
And they're shooting it at a higher frame rate.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be shot like 120 frames a second or something.
Now, I hope that they do screenings in 24.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
25.
No, I mean, most theaters are not capable of screening at that high of a frame rate.
Yeah.
Like with the Hobbit, for example, they screened, even though that was shot at 48, they screened most of it in times at 24.
Yeah, they did like a special screening at 48 that people didn't like.
Then we have The Addams Family. I can pass on that.
I mean, I know there's some like big names attached to it, but still.
And Parasite, which has got a... Oh, it's Joon-ho Bong's name.
I'm actually really excited for that film. I want to see, if you click on his filmography, I want to see his first, I forget what it's called.
His first directed movie is called, not counting a short, was Hotel Cactus.
And I'm thinking
Barking Dogs Never Bite, Antarctic Journal.
The Host.
Oh, this is writer. Never mind. We don't want writer, we want director.
I was gonna say there's one really famous film.
He did Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer, yeah. With,
I've always wanted to see Snowpiercer.
It's really good. But yeah, I want to see Parasite. I think that'll be pretty cool. Sorry, I'm like up close, but I'm just gonna see. But yeah, I think I want to be a little bit more exposed to his filmography. I know there's one film that he came out with. I'm gonna search for that I want to see. But Maleficent's coming out.
October 18th. Maleficent.
I like the first. I like the first one.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
I'm kind of so.
Well, the thing about Maleficent is I love the different take they went for with it, because like it's not like a shot for shot or like even like a story.
Yeah.
Kind of like literally like trying to make the exact same thing but live action. They tried a different approach to it by making.
At least they finally did that, because I actually, even though I'm not a big fan of these Disney live-action movies that they're doing, at least it's not just the same story shot for shot. It's actually something somewhat original.
Which is kind of why I'm excited for Mulan.
Yeah, I wonder when that's coming out. Is that 2020?
I think it's 2020,
Then we've got Zombieland 2 Double Tap.
Are you excited for that one? Do you like the first Zombieland?
I like the first Zombieland. I think it's got some humorous moments. I like the cast.
The cast is really good.
It is weird to me to see grown-up Abigail Breslin. Like, it's still weird.
Yeah.
But
when did the first one come out?
2009. I think it's 10 years old now.
Wow. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll probably wait for Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to pay a $15 ticket to go see Zombieland.
Yeah.
But,
I remember there was that Adam Driver, The Dead Don't Die film.
Oh yeah.
I was kind of excited.
Already?
It already came out. And apparently got horrible reviews. Like the ending was really weird, where like apparently it goes from like a zombie film to like an alien abduction thing.
When was the last time Bill Murray made a good movie?
Groundhog Day.
Well, that was
20 years ago.
It's been a really long time since I saw.
He was in Zombieland.
Yeah, I mean like a really kind of like critically acclaimed film that he was in. The Lost in Translation, Sofia Coppola directed it, but like that was also pretty late too, or pretty early. Sorry, he's made some films. He's made some films with Wes Anderson.
He was in Moonrise Kingdom.
And then
I don't know, guys. I think you guys are forgetting the biggest one of all, Space Jam.
Oh, was he? He was in Space Jam.
That was like 20 years ago.
He was literally Michael Jordan's sidekick in Space Jam.
Oh, wow, that's
it's
pretty cool.
really
and
funny.
he had a cameo in Zombieland. Speaking of Zombieland.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably see it. I will say that ending in the trailer is pretty funny when they show like the alternate versions of it.
Oh,
Luke Wilson is like Woody Harrelson's doppelganger.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Plus, I really like Abigail Breslin. So
okay.
Jojo Rabbit is the first one of the Fox deal that Disney's actually worried about. Because, you guys know what Jojo Rabbit is?
No. Is that an animated film?
A young boy in Hitler's army finds out his mother is
this is the Taika Waititi movie.
Yes. It's Taika Waititi as Adolf Hitler.
Oh my god!
Is he playing Adolf Hitler?
Oh, he actually is playing Hitler himself.
Oh my god!
No, I thought he was playing like just like a general.
No, he's Hitler himself.
Okay.
Which, I do like Taika Waititi. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Is it gonna be more of like a What We Do in the Shadows?
It's a comedy kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
It's supposed to be like a spoof.
The whole spoof joke comes from the fact that they've got somebody who is
very satirical.
Well, I mean, they got somebody who's not white playing Hitler, which is the funny thing.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's going to be very much like an indie comedy, very What We Do in the Shadows type.
Okay.
Yeah, Hunt for the Wildebeest kind of thing. Yeah.
Wildebeest. I can see it just brewing controversy as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost going to be like that comedy film with James Franco and Seth Rogen where they go to.
The Interview.
Yeah, the interview.
Well, I don't see it generating that amount, considering.
Yes, I don't see
Germany
it.
no longer exists.
Yeah, I don't see it really like almost starting a war, but I could see it,
James Franco and Seth Rogen.
I could see a lot of people. I could see it being very sort of like, why did you make this movie in 2019 kind of thing, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm Jim interested. Plus Taika Waititi, I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's not gonna make a movie that's gonna just
ruin his career.
Pro-Nazi. Like he's not gonna do.
No, he's. Yeah, I think that there's a. I think I can trust him, and yet I'm still like trepidatious about it.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yes, intrigued is a good way to put it. Anyways, let's keep.
You've got The Lighthouse next.
Robert Pattinson yet again,
and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we got Green Goblin and the Batman in the same movie.
The director of The Witch, which I also recommend you guys checking out.
Okay.
But it's a horror film. Not really much of a horror; it's more of a thriller. I can almost.
The Witches.
The Witch, yeah.
Okay.
Almost related to compared to like what Hereditary or Midsommar. More of an indie house kind of film, horror film that's more subtle, not like his like jump scares.
For a second, I thought it was what was that Lighthouse movie that came out where it was like Alicia Vikander and Michael Fassbender were in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I always thought it was. It came out like 2 years ago.
I that must have flew over my radar. I might have heard about that.
I feel like I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
That must that is also going to be. It's interesting because it's going to be shot in 16mm. So
you
could,
that is pretty neat.
You take inspiration from that.
Are they blowing it up, or is it still going to be in the aspect ratio?
Aspect ratio 4:3. I think it's going to be in the same. Yeah.
Witness for the Prosecution, directed and starring Ben Affleck. We don't know anything else about it. By the Grace of God and Greener Grass are for the weekend of October 18th.
It's not a bad weekend.
Yeah.
October 25th, we have Black and Blue, Countdown, The Last Full Measure, The Aeronauts, and Frankie. So
that is a weekend of I don't even know what's happening.
Likely nothing. Then we have, let's go to November 2019.
November.
Starts off with Terminator Dark Fate.
Hey!
I'll probably just drop
you're gonna see it.
I'll go and torture myself at it, go and see it.
Just let us know what you think.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll just love it.
What happens if the podcast that week turns out to be him just like gushing about the movie,
just like how good it is?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it's good. I really want it to be good. I just don't know if it's going to be. But we got The Irishman.
Okay. Martin Scorsese's film.
The Scorsese movie.
Bringing back Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, not Al Pacino. Sorry.
Al Pacino's in it.
Oh, he's in it. Okay.
Al Pacino, and
Joe Pesci. Yeah, it's gonna be bringing back that crew.
And I'm sure De Niro will be there.
Yeah.
We got Harriet, comes out that weekend too, which I take issue with the fact that they make Harriet Tubman in the poster look like an action hero.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That is weird.
But
she's not an action hero. She's a hero.
But she's not like an action character. Yeah. She's not like she's Stallone or something.
Yeah.
She's not James Bond.
Yeah,
But there really isn't a whole lot of buzz on it from what I've heard. But I have seen cutouts of it at like the movie theater.
Interesting.
Then we have Motherless Brooklyn, directed by Edward Norton, starring him and Bruce Willis.
Okay.
And Willem Dafoe. Waves and Burden are that weekend.
Okay.
So really, it's just Terminator and The Irishman.
And Harriet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, isn't that a limited release?
Oh, is it?
I don't know. It might be. I haven't looked totally into that, but it might be limited.
In any case,
November 8th.
Not the worst.
November should be like the Oscar Beatty season.
Speaking of, Dr. Sleep comes on November 8th.
Dr. Sleep. Okay.
Midway actually looks pretty good. The CGI still needs some touch up.
Yeah.
But it does look like it'll be interesting. It's Roland Emmerich's new movie about the Battle of Midway. Do you guys know the Battle of Midway?
I believe we've learned about it.
It was one of the early battles in World War II that was where it started to turn the tide towards us rather than Japanese.
I remember seeing the trailer for that.
Yeah.
Neat.
Good cast though: Patrick Wilson, Woody Harrelson, Luke Evans, Dennis Quaid, Aaron Eckhart. A lot of
That is a really good cast.
Ed Skreins in it too, or how do you pronounce his last name? Skreins. They got Francis from Deadpool. Essentially, is who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Honey Boy.
Ajax.
That's Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, it's like his autobiography.
Shia LaBeouf.
From a screenplay by Shia LaBeouf based on his own experiences, filmmaker Alma Harrell brings... I think that's how you pronounce it.
Is that an animated film?
No.
Shia LaBeouf plays his dad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, it's a kid, and Shia LaBeouf is like portraying his own father. Last Christmas, Playing with Fire, and Arctic Dogs.
Not gonna see any of those.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for Playing with Fire, and I was like, why?
What is it?
It looks like a Nickelodeon movie. They're firefighters, they find 3 kids, but they don't know where the parents are, and so these firefighters have to take care of these 3 kids. But it's not like babies, they're like 10, 12 years old. But, yeah, it's John Cena, John Leguizamo, and Keegan-Michael Key. It's like,
awesome.
It's a weird
That
cast.
is a pretty good cast.
If I was a kid, I would want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much just going to be take your kids to go see it around Thanksgiving. The November 15th, we have the Charlie's Angels reboot.
Why are they making that?
So, that was a reboot of the 2000 action comedy based on the 1970s TV series.
So it was very also controversial in itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be a controversial movie, and I'm going to just avoid it entirely.
It's I'm shocked that they're making that film because
because it's being directed by Elizabeth Banks.
Okay.
So they've.
Well, then I guess it may not. Maybe if it's not as well. The issues with the original one is the fact that they objectified the women. It was pretty much just.
Well, that's the whole point of the original show.
The original series was that because that's what. So I'm just hopefully, I mean, if she finds a way to take that out, I mean, that'll make it. I think
this movie's going to be very self-aware.
Okay.
I think that's really the only way to do it is to make it very self-aware.
Self-aware, okay.
The trailer doesn't really, seem that enticing.
Yeah.
Except the fact that Patrick Stewart is going to be, I think supposedly he's like the original Bosley or something, original handler.
Yeah.
So that
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ford versus Ferrari is basically just Oscar bait. It's James Mangold's in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's a great director.
Wait, what is it called?
Ford versus Ferrari.
That's interesting.
It's American car designer Carroll Shelby and driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference, the laws of physics, and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary race car for Ford and challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1966.
That sounds like Oscar bait to me.
Yeah. Good Liar, starring Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen. That's a good cast.
That is a good cast. Just those 2 names.
Yeah. The Lodge.
Okay.
All Rise and Mickey and the Bear is November 15th. So, a couple good Oscar-type movies and then a potentially controversial movie.
Yeah.
No,
interesting.
October and November have got some controversial movies.
Yeah,
we got controversial, yet, maybe successful movies.
Yeah.
Then we got, on November 22nd, Frozen 2.
Yes!
It's going to make a ridiculous
That
amount of money.
movie's gonna make a buttload of money,
Yeah,
and then some.
I don't think we can even quantify the amount of money it's going to make.
I guess that's like the biggest.
I am so excited for how much money that movie is gonna make.
I'm excited to sing the songs.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna make like Endgame level money.
As a podcast, we should go see Frozen 2 together.
We're gonna force Sawyer to come go and see it.
Yes.
No, but what I think
I'm so excited for this movie.
I think that film and the film with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are the two kind of main. Like
they are the two like Disney movies this year.
Probably in December.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean yeah.
The next movie on your list looks great too.
A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood looks like it's gonna be an Oscar.
Tom Hanks playing
Oscar.
Mr. Rogers. That's pretty good.
I'll tell you right now, Tom Hanks gets an Oscar nom for that.
I mean, you're probably right. I would not disagree with you. Yeah,
I mean,
not. But like, I'm also just like, he probably deserves it too.
Yeah. Does he have one already?
He does. He has one.
Was it for Saving Private Ryan?
He won one Oscar for Forrest Gump. In
is that what it was?
Yeah, and he's gotten multiple Oscar nominations since then. But
yeah,
that's because he's a darn
good actor.
Yeah. And the only other thing that weekend is the rhythm section because everybody's like, I'm not going up against Frozen 2. Nobody else wants to. Yeah. I'm going to completely avoid the theater on November 22nd because it's going to be packed.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be really packed.
I don't know.
Is that Thanksgiving?
Maybe we should double feature. Maybe we should double feature Frozen 2 and A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Is Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood limited release?
I hope not.
I don't know.
That'd be foolish.
We got November 29th, Knives Out, and Queen and Slim.
Is that it?
Oh, Queen and Slim is a film I'm interested in seeing.
I saw
Daniel
the trailer
Kaluuya.
and I was not sold.
It's gonna be compared to Bonnie and Clyde.
It basically is Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, but I think they even I don't know if they reference that.
Well, there's a line where I think in the movie that he calls them your Black Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, so it's kind of being a little bland about it, but
yeah.
I mean I'm interested to see it, and Daniel Kaluuya's in it.
From what I've seen, if we're talking about controversy. That it is absolutely going to be controversial.
Yes.
I'm interested in it. We'll see. Hopefully, it's going to be good. But yeah, that could potentially be an Oscar baity film as well.
And Knives Out could be interesting.
What's that?
It's Rian Johnson's next movie. Director of Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Oh, this is the one where Chris Evans is super vulgar, right?
Okay. Yes.
Oh, Knives Out. Oh yeah. No, well, it's the one where he's it's like a mystery thing.
Yeah, it's a whodunit.
It's like Clue. Basically.
Yeah.
But the cast is great. We got Catherine Langford, Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Michael Shannon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette, Christopher Plummer, Don Johnson, Frank Oz. A lot of great cast.
That is a wild cast.
Yeah, how that's insane.
How do you even get Daniel Craig to do movies?
How do you get him to do anything?
I'm just how does he end up in movies that aren't James Bond?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
I'm interested now. I know other people, if you follow this podcast long enough, might think that I would hate Rian Johnson. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm looking forward to this movie. I don't hate Rian Johnson. I think he's actually a really good director.
Yeah,
and I really like Looper. That being, and I just only had some gripes with The Last Jedi, but it mainly wasn't with him.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It was mainly with other forces around that film.
Forces that be.
Yeah, but there's things I like in The Last. If we start on The Last Jedi, I'll be here forever. But I don't hate The Last Jedi. I just have some criticisms. It's not perfect, but it's still fine.
Ahmad has to leave soon, so let's
we'll
get through December.
I mean, it seems like there's going to be some. I feel like December should be pretty packed with also.
It is.
Oscar.
It's going to be
starting off. Speaking of, with Brahms, The Boy 2.
Oh, wait.
Remember The Boy, starring Lauren Cohen from Walking Dead?
Oh yeah. Okay, I've seen trailers for that.
It's about that doll called Brahms that is made of porcelain or whatever.
Is that okay? Wait a second. Is that good? Is that bad?
No, it's garbage.
Okay, good. Okay, I was gonna say that's bad. Okay.
That's what I was saying when you were joking about.
Yeah, Oscar. Yeah. I was gonna say oh crap, I don't know what that is.
Then we have Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That's December 6th.
Oh wow.
Okay.
So December 6th.
Pretty quiet week.
Oh, Jumanji.
The
That's
13th
definitely.
has got Jumanji: The Next Level, Black Christmas remake, Hidden Life, and Uncut Gems.
Oh.
We were talking about that.
Uncut Gems. Yes.
Now, Uncut Gems is a one to take a look at because it's the first time in a long time where Adam Sandler's been in a movie that's getting just rave reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to keep it on.
I've been telling people my entire time here that Adam Sandler is not like people dog on him.
He's not the devil.
He's not the devil, but he's not a bad actor. Like
he's a good actor. He
Yeah.
just doesn't try.
He just doesn't try. Like his
No,
movies
he
are all of his movies are just him going on vacation, and
That's
that's
really what they are. It's their paychecks. Like once
Yeah.
he booked that deal with Netflix, it's like, where am I going to go to vacation next? I'll go to Africa. Sure, let's make blended.
yeah.
So, like,
Let's make blended. But yeah, I thought he's a good actor, but he
he's been
has.
phoning it in a lot.
Yeah, he has, and I'm just like I'm glad that he's probably like hopefully he's doing something that's a little not like that.
We have A Hidden Life, which is Terrence Malick's next movie.
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty good.
Uh,
Hopefully, that might be potentially an
Hopefully.
Oscar.
Hopefully, every movie we've talked about is going to be good.
Even though
Let's
I can
see.
Probably
almost
not.
guarantee it won't be the case.
I mean, sure, but
Yeah.
hopefully, right? We can
We
hope.
can only hope.
Yes,
Black
exactly.
Christmas is a remake of the 1974 film.
Which looks like
It looks like garbage,
Garbage.
but I can tell it's going to do big money because we've talked about how horror films are before, or you have a generic, like, garbage horror film, but a bunch of teenagers go on dates to it, pretend like they actually think the movie is good,
yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it's going to be.
It's gonna be one of those.
And then Jumanji, I'll probably
check. I like the first Jumanji. I thought it was pretty good.
The Robin Williams one.
The Robin Williams one, and also the Jumanji
The remake.
I haven't seen the newer one.
Into the Jungle. right?
I would recommend you watch it. I thought it was pretty. I
The
thought
cast is excellent.
Yeah.
I do like that part in the trailer where the way they do it, where it's like
The reverse.
Kevin Hart has to play like a
Oh,
version
yeah,
of Danny
yeah.
Glover.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really
that was
funny.
pretty good. I love that.
And what was the other one? It was
I think
Dwayne Johnson and Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Which is pretty great.
December 20th, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
I think we all know that.
Pretty exciting.
yeah.
Pretty exciting.
That's gonna be like the flagship, like movie.
That's the
that-
December movie.
Yeah.
It's like I need this movie to be good. Like for my physical
Look at how
health,
cool
I need this movie to be good.
the poster looks.
That poster is sick.
It looks.
I
awesome.
agree. However, Palpatine looks like a toy. Like
I
he
don't
doesn't
care,
actually
it
look
looks
like a
sick.
human.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he looks like it's almost like an animated kind of.
But I
Yes,
will say the color
probably.
looks great. And
Yeah.
I'm interested. JJ, bring us home.
Yes.
Bring us.
JJ can do
Oh,
it, man. We believe.
Cats
Cats
Is nightmare fuel. Like it's.
I look at that movie and I'm just like, who decided this was a good idea?
Yeah.
We're almost finished here, and we have Bombshell. Never heard of it. Starring Margot Robbie and Charlize Theron, Nicole Kidman, and Alice Eve.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, no, I know what this one is. This is the one where they're.
Is it an action film?
Oh no, it's a political movie.
Oh, okay.
It's about them taking on Fox News.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's-
Oh, that should be.
Moving on.
Let's steer away
It
from
should be
that
pretty
very
interesting.
quickly.
Plus, we know Ahmad's gonna get going soon, so we'll finish
Yeah.
up real quick.
Oh, 1917.
Super Intelligence. I don't know what that movie is, but it's starring Melissa McCarthy, so it'll probably suck. No shade, just your movies don't really. Do
Melissa
good.
McCarthy came out with a recent film that kind of got some pretty good Oscar buzz for her
Yes.
performance
Right.
about her.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's a really good. I feel
also
like
made
she's
Spy.
kind of
I
fallen
don't
into
dislike
that.
her. She's just doing the Jack Black thing. I'm doing the same shtick in every movie.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
it's
really
true.
what it is.
That's not.
But Spy, she was good in Spy.
Mhm.
So that movie was funny. I'm just mainly going off of Ghostbusters because,
Wow.
Dude, Tammy. Yeah.
Really, yeah, that's your example of a good movie. Go, Tammy was good.
No, I was gonna say Tammy's another bad one.
Oh, okay.
Just throwing shade at
Little
Melissa
Women
McCarthy.
is Greta Gerwig's next movie.
Okay.
oh wow. Wait.
I did not know about that. That's also gonna be.
Yeah, starring Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh, Emma Watson, and
Oh, wow,
Saoirse
okay.
Ronan. I think.
Greta Gerwig is-
wild cast too.
Greta Gerwig is gonna make it. I
The
mean, she already
last
has.
bit we got here, 1917, looks great. It's Sam Mendes' next movie. It takes place during World War One. It's like a big World War One action movie. It looks
Yeah.
like Dunkirk, but the previous war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spies in Disguise, don't
Yeah.
care. Clemency, don't know what that is. Uncut Gems again, maybe that's when it goes wide.
Yeah.
Oh.
I assume that's when it goes wide. And Just Mercy. So, I did
That's
see trailer for
actually a
that.
pretty
That's-
solid fall December lineup.
Do you know the cast for Just Mercy?
Wait, what is it?
It's directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, and it's starring Michael B. Jordan, Brie Larson, Jamie Foxx, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah, it's got a great cast.
Oh,
That is
wow.
a great
That's pretty
cast.
good. I've not seen
And
the
the
one.
trailer is out now, and it looks like an awesome
What's it?
movie.
What's
Really?
it about?
I want to
It's
see.
about Michael B. Jordan playing a lawyer, a civil rights attorney, trying to get Jamie Foxx out of death row.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah. It's a neat idea.
It's it looks like it's going to be an Oscar style movie.
Seems like the right. That's like the right cast for that movie. Too.
Hopefully, Michael B. Jordan gets some recognition. He hasn't really been.
Hopefully.
Yeah, he needs his Oscar.
Ever since Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale. He should have. I think he could have pretty
Yeah.
easily won an Oscar for Fruitvale.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right.
So that concludes
yes,
this
that
lineup.
concludes
Ahmad's got to get going.
Yeah, I have to get
so
going.
that, but
Yeah,
you made it through 2019.
Yes.
Woohoo! Got some stuff that I'm excited for, stuff that I'm not excited for. And,
What's your most excited movie for the rest of 2019?
Oh, after
Star
having
Wars?
okay, the Rise of Skywalker, I'm pretty excited for. But the most exciting thing I'm probably going to be anticipating is
Lighthouse?
the Lighthouse film.
Yeah.
But I
That's
don't know,
pretty cool.
Based on like the films we just rattled off, I'm excited for Just Mercy. Sounds like it's awesome.
Yeah, it does.
And Ad Astra, I think is that.
Yeah, Ad Astra's great. That,
it's
for me, it's between that, Joker, and Star Wars.
Joker, I'm also really anticipating that's going to be, and Star Wars is just going to be Star Wars. Like you're going to have to go see that regardless.
What's the one you're definitely not going to see?
Definitely not going to go see Terminator.
I'll bring a report. I'll bring my report on Terminator.
I mean, I might. We'll see. We'll see what kind of like reviews it's getting. I mean, if it's worth watching. I just haven't seen the last one, and I don't know if I need to. Probably not.
No.
Yeah,
it's
so-
it's a direct sequel to 2. You can ignore the last 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm probably not going to go see that. I don't know if I'm going to see Rambo either. But
I'll
we'll
pull
see.
away for Blu-ray on it.
Yeah, we'll see. But all right.
All right. Bye, Ahmad.
Bye,
Oh, well,
You
gonna
can go ahead, yeah.
Alright,
You
I'll
can throw your
see
trash in there too if you want.
Well, actually, I'm sitting this.
Oh,
way.
okay. Cool. See ya.
Bye.
Ezra, what are your most excited for and least excited
So, I'll give you. 2 of them for sure are my most excited, and I think you know what they are.
Okay.
Frozen 2 and Star Wars are my 2. Although my dark horse is 21 Bridges and what was it? Mercy.
Just Mercy?
Just Mercy. Yeah. I think those 2 look actually really cool. I like Chadwick Boseman and I like Michael B. Jordan. So
For me, I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I'm most excited for Joker, Star Wars, and Ad Astra.
Yeah.
I'll see Terminator, but I'm not exactly excited for.
Yeah, probably the movies I'm definitely not going to see are all of the horror movies. That would be mine.
For me, I'm just definitely not going to see Charlie's Angels.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say Charlie's Angels too, just to clarify, just so like people aren't like, Ezra's gonna go see Charlie's Angels. What?
And movies that like I am not excited to see, but I will see if I'm dragged to them would probably be Frozen 2. And there was one other one. I can't remember what it was.
I can't believe you're hating so much on Frozen.
I don't hate Frozen. I just heard that movie and all those songs so many times.
Yes, but this is a new one.
Yes, I can hear them forever again now.
Yes, it's another 5 years of absolute joy.
It's another 5 years of the same song on repeat. Ugh.
You never know. Maybe all of the songs will be trash and the rest of the movie.
I highly doubt it. Disney knows how to make movies incredibly addicting and make sure they stick in your head forever.
Yes.
But yeah,
This is why I'm excited for Frozen 2.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming out in the fall.
It's a pretty solid. I wouldn't say it's like incredible, but I think it's a good year.
And I think at some point we'll do our original topic idea of what we had for next week.
Yes, hopefully.
I will go ahead and we'll use that as a way to
tease
the next week.
A tease. So yeah, Sawyer, can you give us our social media platform?
So for social media, we are at I don't know what I'm saying. At CastKate on Twitter, at CASTCATE, because we couldn't get rid of our old handle. But you can just find us by searching the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast on there.
Good.
We are at the Lab Rats Podcast on Instagram. We do not have a Facebook. You can find us as the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast on your own podcast service of choice. Those services that we are currently on are Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, see if I can get this right, or Google Play Music, whatever they're calling it now, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. And if there's any service that you would like us to be on that is easier for you, but we are not on it, please let us know
that doesn't cost money.
Yes. By DMing us on Twitter or Instagram or just tweeting at us, whatever. I'm working on adding as many services as possible.
Yes, as many services as possible. Also, we are considering, we had some people reach out to us about guesting on the show that are not Caleb.
But Caleb is definitely coming back.
Caleb will come back at some point. We know you're listening. We'll have you back anytime. But
so we can talk more about S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, he's the one who brings S.H.I.E.L.D. to the show. But have some more people on, get some more diverse opinions, and we'll hopefully have the latest on that. Maybe even next week, depending on how things go. So, with that, I'm Ezra. He's Sawyer. Ahmad was here. Bye.
Bye.